Welcome to Torah After Dark, where scriptures meet the real world, raw and unfiltered. This isn't your typical Bible study. We're diving deep into the Torah, the prophets, and today's world, from prophecy and exile to politics, culture, and controversy. I'm Gadol Hagadol, a black American student of the Torah, bringing straight truth with no filters, no fluff, and no fear. We stream regularly because Torah doesn't clock out. Whether it's the law of exile, prophecy breakdowns, or what's really going on in the news, we're bringing it back to the Torah. Got any questions, topics, or want to debate live? Hit the inbox or email gadolhagadol@gmail.com. Also, subscribe to the channel, like the live, and join the membership for exclusive breakdowns, biblical challenges to Christian claims, and teachings you won't hear anywhere else. This is Torah After Dark for the people still seeking truth, even when the world turns their lights off. Let's get into it. All praises to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All praises. We an hour late today, man. I had to push it back, man. I had to push it back an hour, man. So pardon me for that 1 hour delay. I'm sure y'all ain't mind though. I'm sure y'all was just chilling. I'm sure y'all was waiting, right? Highly anticipating Torah After Dark. And all praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Again, my bad. I had to push it back an hour. All praises. But we here. We are here. Torah After Dark, night 6, week 9. We're almost done with week 9, man. We're gonna be in week 10 soon, man. Can you believe it? All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High, man. We're back with another one, just like the other one. And it's Smoke Friday. We're gonna see if we get a little bit of smoke on the stage tonight. We shall see. It's a real light portion. Today's only about 3-4 verses tonight, so it should be fast. And we're gonna get into that Smoke Friday. And if we have smoke, let it be smoke, right? All praise to the Most High. Let's spam the drops. You are watching Torah After Dark.
You are watching Torah After Dark. Hit the like button and subscribe.
And you know I'm drinking my water. Make sure you guys drink your water. Make sure you guys stay hydrated. Make sure you stretch. You do your exercises, you work. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Let's get right into it, man. I ain't gonna hold y'all here all night. We're a little late, so I'm not gonna try to hold y'all here all night. Let's see what's going on. We got Capri in the chat. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High for Capri in the chat. Manny in the chat. High Priest Gadol, Torah After Dark. All praise to the Most High for my good brother Manny in the building, man. All praise to the Most High. Yair Yisrael was in the building. All praise to the Most High for Yair Yisrael. And he says, Shalom Yisrael. All praise to the Most High with the black fish. You know we got to hold the black fish up. We got LaDonna in the building. LaDonna says, Shalom, fam, with the purple heart in the chat. And you know LaDonna is a big member, a big stepper, a great one. All praise to the Most High for LaDonna in the building. We got Nova in the building. Nova says, Shabbat Shalom Gadol and Torah After Dark. Black hearts in the chat. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High for Nova being in the building. Shalom, shalom. Shabbat shalom. Bram Stokes in the building. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High for Bram Stokes in the building. Only holy smoke. That is a fact. We got that. we having that temple incense smoke in the building. We got that temple incense building, man. Bring the smoke, man. Look, tap in with your family, your friends, whatever their doctrine is. Tell them pull up, and we can have a nice little friendly smoke, little holy temple incense smoke. All praises. We got Brittany in the building. Brittany says shalom. Shalom, Brittany. All praise to the Most High for Brittany in the building. All praises. All right, so let's get this thing going, right? Let's get this thing going. Oh, let me put this. All right, there we go. And let me get this thing going with the opening blessing. You know we gotta do the opening blessing. Baruch atah Adonai Elohei Avraham Yitzchak wa Yaakov. Blessed are you, Adonai, the God of our fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You are the eternal one who reveals light in darkness, who keeps covenant and shows mercy to the remnant who seek your name. Open our hearts to truth, our eyes to see, and our ears to hear the words of your Torah. In this exile, let your wisdom be a lamp to our feet, and your commandments a light to our path. May this gathering bring honor to you and stir awakening among your people. Baruch atah Adonai, who gives understanding to those who seek. And we're here every night. We're here every night at 8:30. Tonight it was 9:30, but we're here every night seeking the wisdom and the understanding of the Torah. And we ask that the Most High put the spirit of wisdom upon us that we may get the wisdom and the understanding of the Torah. All right, so we're in the book of Devarim, chapter 30. The book of Devarim, chapter 30, verse 11. The book of Devarim, chapter 30, verse 11. That's the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 30, verse 11. Let's get this thing going, right? Let's get this thing going. For this commandment which I command thee this day is not too hard for thee, neither is it far off. So right off the back, the commandments are, and let me put the link in the chat, my fault. Let me put the link in the chat in case anybody want to pull up on stage for smoke or just to have a to read and drop some wisdom. Right, all praise to the Most High. There go the link. Right, so we got it right off the back. The Torah, the commandments are not too hard. He didn't give us something that's burdensome, that's hard, that's far off, that you can't reach it, or you can't do it, or you can't complete it, or you can't accomplish it. He didn't do that. He gave us Torah that we can do, that's easy for us, that's near to us. It's not too far from us. Right, so when I hear people say, oh, the Torah can't be done, it's too hard, y'all can't do this, that's not what the Torah says. The Torah says it is not too hard for us. It's not too hard. If we commit ourselves to doing it, if we do what we need to do, if we allow the Torah to convert our soul, we will get it accomplished. All praise to the Most High. It's not hard not to eat pork. It's not hard to keep the Sabbath day. It's not hard to have a relationship with God, to pray into your God. It's not hard. It's not hard. We got to make sure we tell ourselves it's not hard, right? If you tell yourself it's hard, then it'll be hard. If you tell yourself it's not hard and you can do it, you can do it. Right? So we have to understand this, all praise to the Most High. It is not in heaven that thou shouldest say. Well, let me put this back up here. It is not in heaven that thou shouldest say, who shall go up for us to heaven and bring it unto us and make us hear it, that we may do it. It's not a far. We don't need nobody to go up into the sky, bring it down. We don't need nobody to do that. Why? because the Most High gave it to Moshe, and Moshe gave it to us on stone in the book of the law. This is not too hard for us. It's right here. It's near to us. We have it. So why not? Why won't we do it? It's because we don't want to do it. It's not because it's too hard, or it's in the heaven, or it's in the other end of the earth. All right, so this is what God is telling us. Neither is it beyond the sea that thou shouldest say, who will go over the sea for us and bring it to us and make us to hear it, that we may do it. We ain't got, it's not that far. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if the Torah is near unto us. Put the 1 in the chat if the Torah is near unto us. The Torah is right here. We can grab it. We can see it. We can feel it. We can do it. We can accomplish it. This is what this tells us. We can do it. You can do it. This is what God is telling us. We can do it, man. The Torah is not too hard for us. We can do this. Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat if the Torah is near unto us. We can feel the Torah. We can do the Torah. Let's read that again. Neither is it beyond the sea that thou shouldest say, who shall go over the sea for us and bring it unto us and make us to hear it, that we may do it. But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. You see that? It's in our heart and in our mouth. How is the Torah in our heart and in our mouth? How? Because we are reading it every day. We're living it every day. We're speaking it every day. We're doing Torah After Dark every night. It's in our mouth. It's in, and in the Torah or in the Tanakh itself, when it says heart, the heart and mind, is interlinked. It goes together. LaDonna with the 1 in the chat, all praise. And LaDonna understands that the Torah is nigh unto her. Nova understands the Torah is nigh unto her. All praise to the Most High. Brittany understands the Torah is nigh unto her. All praise to the Most High. It's nigh unto us. It's in our mouth. When we sitting here, Torah After Dark every night, and we're reading the Torah and we're discussing the Torah, the word is nigh unto us. When we meditate in the Torah day and night, we wake up in the morning and we go over the Torah portion for the day, and then at night we come here for Torah After Dark and go over the Torah portion again. Night and day, the Torah is in our mouth, it is in our heart, it is on our mind, that we may do it. Yair Yisrael knows that the Torah is nigh unto him. All praise to the Most High. This is why it's so important that we read our Torah. It's so important that we have a relationship with our God, because it's going to be in our mouth. We all know this. We all know the saying. How the saying go? Out of sight, out of mind. It's the same thing with the Torah. Out of sight, out of heart. Out of sight, out of mouth. Out of sight, out of mind. If we're not daily reading the Torah, if we're not daily discussing the Torah, if we're not daily walking in Torah, it's gonna be a far away from us. We're not going to do it, because why? It's going to be out of our mind. And when it's out of our mind, it's out of our heart. And when it's out of our heart, when it's out of our mind, it's definitely out of our mouth. This is the wisdom we getting from this Torah portion. It's not too far. It's nigh unto us. And if we keep on reading Torah every day, discussing Torah every day, it's going to continue to be nigh unto us that we may do it. I see it happen with my own eyes, man. I see it happen with my own eyes. People do not pick up the Torah and read the Torah. They don't pick up the Torah and read the Torah. They don't pray to their God every day. And because of that, you see them slipping further and further away from God. This is what happens, man. When you're not in the Torah every day, when you're not reading the Torah every day, when you're not having a relationship with your God, you slip further and further away from God. You slip further and further away from God. Next thing you know, you doing things on the Shabbat. You're not even paying attention when the feast days coming around. You're not keeping up with the Torah portions. You're not tuned into Sabbath class. Your mind is so engulfed in everything else: TV, entertainment, social media, and it's not in Torah. And when it's not in Torah, this is how you just slip further away from God. But if we stayed in Torah every day, reading Torah every day, meditating in Torah every day, asking questions about Torah every day, making our time watching something of Torah, watching Maccabees 21st Century on Friday nights or Saturday mornings, getting some Torah in there, watching other brothers and other sisters discuss Torah. We have to remember look, this is what it says, man. Let's read it. But the word is nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart. We have to understand that, man. We have to keep the Torah in our mouth. And we're not, these some people, they I'm not gonna talk about that community, but they ball little Torah scrolls up and chew on it and put it in their mouth. That's not what we talking about. We're talking about reading Torah, discussing Torah. Torah is a part of your conversation. That's a Torah fact. Nova, that's a Torah fact, man. When thou sit in the house, when we walk by the way, when we lay down, and when we rise up, all day, man. What's that? Deuteronomy 6? All day. And it's in the way we have this set up for Torah After Dark, it makes it more easier. Boom. I gave y'all the app that gives you the Torah portion, the daily Torah portion. It gives you the daily Torah portion. Let me see if y'all can see this. It gives you the daily, look, week 6, Deuteronomy. It gives you the daily Torah portion. It gives you the weekly Torah portion. It gives you the half Torah. It gives you all this stuff. You wake up in the morning, you pull that out, you go over the daily Torah portion. That's when you wake up. When you lay it down, we here at Torah After Dark every night. We here. Got it in the morning, got it at night. That's 2 of those. Throughout the day, you talking to your children about Torah. Now, what you read about Torah in the morning, would you pull some wisdom out of that? You could pass that wisdom down to your children throughout the day. Right? This is how we do it. It's not hard. Wake up in the morning, brush our teeth before we leave. Let me take a quick little 5-10 minutes. It don't take you that long to read the Torah portion. Let me read the Torah portion. Read the Torah portion. Continue your day. Eat your breakfast. Think about what you read. Okay. Discuss it with your children. Go through your day. You still thinking about Torah, man. Still extracting wisdom from the Torah portion this morning. You go throughout your day. You still talking about it. 8:30 comes. We on Torah After Dark. We discussing more Torah. It's not hard to have the Torah in your mouth, man. And when the Torah is in your mouth, when the Torah is consuming your mind, it's keeping you away from the things of the world, right? Remember, sin crouches at the door. Remember, that's what God told. Sin crouches at the door. How does that look? When Torah's on your mind, when you weren't in Torah, when you're thinking in Torah, you're sitting in Torah, meditating in Torah, that sin that's crossing the door is not going. It's not going to be able to seduce you. It's not going to be able to seduce you because the Torah is on your mind, is on your heart. You study, you sitting in it. You good. You occupy. Your mind is occupied with Torah. But when your mind isn't occupied with Torah, that sin starts to creep in, and it can seduce you. Right? Remember the Torah portion we read about the situation with Baal on Peor, when a Moabite woman and a Midianite woman, they seduced the children of Israel away from God. Now, if they was meditating in Torah, Torah is like that wedge of protection. Torah is going to give you that fear of God, that love of God, and it's going to be harder to seduce you. We cannot be seduced by sin. Right? So if we have the Torah in our mind, in our mouth, when we rise this up, when we lay it down, if the Torah is in our mind continually, it's going to be darn near impossible to seduce you away from God. Shabbat Shalom Gadol, Shabbat Shalom, all praise to the Most High, all praise to the Most High. Maccabees 21st century in the building. No one's on this day serve our work command with the respect. No one's on this day serve our work command. I'm confused by that. My mind is kind of a little off. I can't. No one's on this day serve our word command with respect for the Most High. I mean, I think he's saying, I hope no one not working. Again, in this exam, if you can be off on the Shabbat, all praises to the Most High. But we know I used to have a job where you get forced to work on the weekends. Like you get forced. If you don't, some people call it, some jobs call it mandate. You get mandated to work, or you get forced to work. So everybody can't take off on the Shabbat. So but may the Most High be with them and guide them, and make it able for them, to get off. Right. Blessings toward the dark crew. All praise to the Most High. Lanier. All praise to the Most High for Lanier. Blessings to you as well. Facts. Torah facts. Torah fact. That's a Torah fact. I didn't even realize I was fulfilling the law of Proverbs 6:21, binding it on your neck. I have a mini Psalms book keychain on my chest. All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to the Most High. Shalom, Amiyah, Yisrael, Amiyah. I hope I'm pronouncing your name right. Amiyah, Yisrael. All praise to the Most High. Shalom, family. And Amiyah is a big member, a big stepper, a member, a great one. All praise to the Most High for Amiyah in the building. All praises. Where do you get the year? Where do you get the year we're in from? 15. Oh, you talking about in the prayer? That's from the Hebrew calendar. That's from the Hebrew calendar. That's right. All praise to the Most High. Shouldn't you quit that job? I wouldn't advise nobody to quit their job. If that's how they provide for their family, I wouldn't advise anyone to quit their job. Now, if they can, however that works, but I wouldn't, people got to feed their family, man. People got to feed their family. I won't be working that job then. The Lord's law is first. We must put God's law. I understand, but people got people got kids and stuff, man. You can't just go around quitting jobs. Now, if they could find a better job, then definitely quit that one, get a better job. But I wouldn't advise them to quit that job without, all praises, all praises. Bow down to your boss. All praise to the Most High. All praise to the Most High. Man should not live on bread alone. Torah is substance. All praises. All praises. All right. So again, we have to do that, right? We have to do that. And for that situation, I would advise him, hey, if you can find a job, a good job that's gonna have you take care of your family, get a new job. But I wouldn't just advise him to quit that job like that, man. We got to use wisdom as well. We're in exile, gotta pay their bills, rent, car note, pay their kids daycare and all that stuff. I wouldn't just advise them just cold turkey quit their job, You can find another job. All praise to the Most High. All right, yeah. So we have to understand, man, the Torah, the Torah, the Torah is not hard for us to do. It's not hard. It's near to us, right? It's near to us. Right. And this is one of my favorite verses right here, man. But the word is very nigh unto thee, in thy mouth and in thy heart, that thou mayest do it. So that's saying you have it on your mouth and your heart that you do it. You having the law on your heart and your mind is going to allow you to do the law. It's going to push you to do the law. Remember that law, out of sight, out of mind is real, man. If we go on weeks and days and months without getting into Torah, reading Torah, we can't do that. We can't do that as Torah keepers, man. The Most High will bless you for following Him. All praises, all praises. Facts. We could go to WLC app with the blue globe and print out the holy days for the year and give it to your job so you're off on those days. You can do that. You can do that. But some jobs won't. Some jobs won't. If you get forced, unless you have like FMLA or something like that. But everybody don't got it that easy, man. I know I know a lot of good brothers that that have zeal for the law and zeal for God, but they jobs just, curses follow breaking the Torah. That is a fact. He sure will. Yes, indeed, 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 indeed. All praise to the Most High. So you do everything in wisdom, man. You do everything in wisdom. Everything in wisdom. Everything in wisdom. Everything. Just like the book of Maccabees, when the brothers didn't want to fight on the Shabbat because they felt like that was going to break the Shabbat, and they died. They got attacked on the Shabbat and they died. But Judas and them said, "Nah, we gonna fight on the Shabbat. We gonna put this working on the Shabbat. We gonna put this working on the Shabbat." And because they did that, they were able to, do what they did and defeat the Seleucids, right? Using wisdom, right? So we have to use wisdom. We have to use wisdom. So if you listening to this and you have one of those jobs, that maybe force you to work on Saturday on the Shabbat, if you feel like if you can and you can find a job that's better where you're not forced to work on a Shabbat, definitely that's something you should look into. But I would not advise anybody to just up and quit their job when you have a wife, kids, and people to tend for, right? So we have to understand that. We have to understand that. We don't want to have nobody making their life hardship. Facts, they fought so we could have a future to take this law seriously, right? All praises, that is a fact. All praises, that is a fact. Do my law by sacrifice. That's the sacrifice. Further proof the Sabbath is not Saturday, it's the weekend. Okay. Imagine telling your boss you need Thursday off. You definitely getting I don't. Hey man, I don't really get into when the Shabbat is, man. The Most High said, let's go to that, bro. What's that? Lamentations. Let's go to that book of Lamentations. What is that? Hold on, let me get that. This was a curse. Hold on, let me go here real fast. This was a curse since we talking. And the Torah portion is over too. So if y'all want to come on stage, come on stage. Oh, let me I want to find this in Lamentations. I want to find this in Lamentation what God said. Where is that at? Hold up. There's one in Lamentations. Where that's at? It's a good one. Is that Lamentations 2? Let me see. Is that Lamentations 2? This is a good one. Let me see. Let me see if this is it. Let me see if this is it right here. It says, and he hath stripped his tabernacle, as it were a garden. He hath destroyed his place of assembly. The Lord hath caused to be forgotten in Zion, appointed season and Sabbath. He hath rejected in indignation his anger, the king and priest. Right. So this is what happened right here. This is what happened after Babylon. This is why I don't get into the true calendar, the true Sabbath, all this debate. Because one of the curses that happened in exile is he strips the tabernacle, destroyed it, and he caused the appointed times and the Sabbaths to be forgotten. And he also rejects the king and the priest. All this is taken away from us. All this is taken away from us. Right? So if God, God willing, we find it. Because I do think the 7th-day Shabbat is the Shabbat. I do think we was able to find it and track it and keep it. But this is one of the curses. Why is this one of the curses? You got to remember the feast days, the Sabbath, the Moedim, those are festive times. Those are happy times. Those are blessings that we get. It's a blessing to be able to be in Jerusalem, keeping the feast day in joyness and gladness. When you sinned against God, when he kicked you out the land, he took those things away from us. He took those joyous times away from us. Right? What's the one in Hosea where he turned our feast into, is that in Amos? He turned our feast into mourning, right? What's that one? Let me go to that one. What's that? Amos. Is that Amos 5? When he turned our feast. What is that? Amos 5 or 6? When he turned our feast into mourning. Which one is that one? Which one is that's Amos 8? I appreciate it. Let me grab that. What verse you said that is? Amos. Oh, verse 10, right here. Says, I will turn your feast into mourning and all your song into lamentation. And I will bring up sackcloth upon all loins and baldness upon every head. And I will make it as the mourning for our only son and the end thereof as a bitter day. Right. So when the Most High punished us, he made us forget these things. He turned our joyous in our festivals into mourning. This is what happened. This is a curse we live in. Right? That's why we can't give those sacrifices and those tithes and those offerings. He took it all away from us. Right? So this is why I don't get into the Sabbath thing. It's supposed to be like that. We're supposed to be in exile, all messed up. People doing it this way, people doing it that way. It's supposed to be like that. And then it's going to be set in order in the future. That's why I don't care to get into that. Even though I do stand on the 7th-day Sabbath. All praises, all praises. Nehemiah 13 and 19. Hold on, let me pull that up. And the link is in the chat, man. If it is, the link is in the chat. Anybody want to pull up 13, 19? And it came to pass when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath, I command the doors should be shut and command that they should not be open until after the Sabbath. And some of my you talking about, are you trying to what's this one about when the Sabbath? Oh, okay. Yes. Okay. Is that what the smoke going to be about today? We could talk about that. When actually does a day begin in the Torah? And the day begin meaning every day, and then that's going to sprinkle down to the Sabbath. God rested on the seventh day, not days. So the Sabbath is one day. I agree. The Sabbath is definitely one day. Exile over, and knowledge. Exile is not over. I don't know what you're talking about. So the 7 day Adventists and fake Jews have the right Sabbath impossible. Is it there? Yeah, yep, the feast. Yep. The Sabbath is a feast day. The Sabbath is listed with the feast days. But we are commanded to use moons for signs and seasons and years, meaning it. Yeah, but we can't forget about the sun. It's both the moon and the sun. The Hebrew calendar is a lunar solar calendar, not just lunar. Show her when the Sabbath starts. Okay, yeah. I believe the Sabbath starts in the morning. Read it again. It says, and it came to pass when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath. Yeah. So it's pretty much he's saying he closed the gates before the Sabbath. But that text doesn't say the Sabbath starts at night though. It just says he closed it before if I close the gates the night before the Sabbath, I'm still closing it before the Sabbath. I do what the Most High say. I'm not the Most High. I'm just servant soldier following orders. The Sabbath is a sign. I look for the signs. That's a fact. All praises. All praises. The Sabbath is a feast day. Yeah. And Leviticus 26 is listed with the feast days. Let me go to there. 23, not 26. Let's read it real fast. It says, and the Lord spoke unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, the appointed seasons of the Lord, which you shall perform to be holy convocations. Even these are my appointed seasons. 6 days shall work be done, but on the seventh day is a Sabbath, a solemn rest, holy convocation. You shall do no manner of work. It is a Sabbath unto the Lord in all your dwellings. These are my appointed seasons of the Lord, even my holy convocations, and ye shall proclaim in their appointed seasons in the first year of the month. So you see right here, the Sabbath is listed within these Moedim, the appointed seasons. Excuse me. Yeah, beginning. So they closed the gate. They closed the gates at night. Yeah, but they don't say the Sabbath starts at night though. They just closed it before the Sabbath. The night before the Sabbath is still before the Sabbath. Yeah, so I don't think that text is saying that the Sabbath starts at that night. It says they closed the gate before the Sabbath came in. The night before the Sabbath. True, we see sun and moon, but we count from the moon, not the sun. Yeah, for the months, yeah. But the for the months, yeah, but not the days. The evening in the morning was the first day. Not even no, it don't come first. It don't come first. Hold up. Let me go to let's go to that Genesis 1. Let's read that Genesis 1 real fast. 'Cause I think a lot of people read Genesis 1 wrong. Right. So let's go to there real fast. Right? It says, let's start at verse 4. And God saw the light, and the light was good. And God divided the light from darkness. And God called the light day, and darkness he called night. And there was evening, right? So there was evening. That means evening came, and there was morning one day. So the cycle starts and ends with morning. So now God creates during the daytime. God doesn't create at nighttime, right? So it says there was morning. So in verse 6, where he's creating is morning now, right? And God said, let the firmament in the midst of the waters and let it divide the waters from the waters. So it's morning, right? This is the second day now. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and there was evening, right? So it went from morning to evening again, and there was morning to morning again, a second day. So the cycle is going from morning, evening, morning. God works in the morning, evening comes again, morning comes, a new day. God works in the morning, evening comes again, morning comes, a new day. So the cycle goes from morning, evening, morning. He works in the morning, evening comes, morning comes again, a new day. Right? So the cycle is not evening to evening in this chapter. The cycle is morning, evening, morning, morning, evening, morning. Right. So I think people read that the wrong way. But I'm trying to get to your comments. Hold up. Trying to get to your comments. All right. Can you fast on the Sabbath? I mean, I don't see where it says you can't fast on the Sabbath. Listed it first too, yeah. I don't see where it says you can't fast on the Sabbath. Some people say you can't, but I never. There was evening and there was morning. One day, yeah, because God created in the morning, evening came, then morning come again. And then when people say go to Genesis 1 and say evening then morning, that's not even evening to evening. That's not evening to evening. Evening to morning is not evening to evening. That's evening, night, then morning. That's not even a day. When you're unclean, you get clean when at evening, meaning that don't mean the day ends because that don't mean the day ends because you clean that evening. Only reason you clean that evening is because that's when the last sacrifice happens. You have the sacrifice in the morning, and then you have the sacrifice at evening. So if you're unclean, you're going to be unclean till the evening sacrifice, and then they do the sacrifice, and everything is reset. So it's not about when a day start; it's about the sacrifices, the sacrifice system. Verse 4 separated from the Sabbath from the feast days in that chapter. Let me go back and see that. It says verse 4 separated in these. No, it didn't separate it. It just re-said verse 2. Speak unto the children of Israel and say unto them, the appointed season of the Lord, which you shall proclaim to be holy convocations, even these are my appointed times. These are, it gets into the Sabbath day, and then it repeats day 2 again. I mean, verse 2 again. These my appointed seasons, even holy convocations, you shall proclaim. So it repeats verse 2 and verse 4 before and after the Shabbat. So I don't think it separates it. You have it before the Shabbat is brought up, and you have it also after the Shabbat is brought up. So, but I don't think it's a big deal. Even if the Shabbat is not a feast day, it's no big deal. I don't think that's a big deal. Oh, my bad. Let me bring it back up. Shalom, brother. So let me get through these comments. I'm trying to get through everybody's comments.
Well, I was just going to say, I think the best verse to support your point that the day starts in the morning is Leviticus 23:32. Because if the day starts in the evening, that verse would say 10th day of the month at evening. But
Yeah.
it doesn't. It says the 9th day. So the night before is a different day. And I also feel you're right, brother. The way you should read Genesis is the day starts, evening comes, then there's morning, the first day. So the next morning ends the first day. It's the
Exactly.
culmination of it. Yeah, the only Sabbath that starts in darkness is Day of Atonement.
And that's one of my points too. If every day started at evening, it would be no reason for him to say, okay, you do the Day of Atonement from evening to evening. If every day started there like that, why would he point that out? Like, if you get what I'm saying? So it's clearly every day doesn't start from evening to evening. That's why he said, okay, this day right here, you're gonna do this one from evening to evening. You know, and people take the Yom Kippur when the Yom Kippur is the only Yom Kippur and Passover are the only ones that said to do at evening. The only ones. And they take that to put that to every day. And I don't think that's correct. Let me get not night before. the evening before. I think she's referring to. Are you referring to Genesis with this one? Big Candace in the building. Candace with the big G, not the little one. Right before, as soon as it began to grow at the gates and Jerusalem before the Sabbath, I commanded. Yeah. So he commanded the gates to be closed before the Sabbath. It doesn't say the Sabbath started at evening. It says before the Sabbath. The evening, if today's Friday, right? If I close the gate right now, I'm closing it before the Sabbath. The Sabbath is tomorrow. That's still before the Sabbath. Like that text does not say the Sabbath is at evening. That text says they closed the gates before the Sabbath. And then why they was closing the gate? Because people was sneaking in. Darkness before light. I'm trying to get through that. Evening and nighttime are not the same. I think you may be using. No, I'm not. I know evening and nighttime is not the same. Evening is between day and night.
Sunset. It's a sunset.
Yeah, I know it's not the same at all. You just skipped evening and mentioned evening first. In Genesis, I didn't skip evening. Well, let me go back to Genesis 1. I didn't skip it. I'm gonna do this again, right? Hold up, my bad. I didn't mean to take. Oh, there you go. We're gonna do this one more time. Shalom. We're gonna do this.
Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom. We're gonna do this one more time, right? So and I like to walk through Genesis slow because a lot of times we read Genesis too fast, right? It says, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. Now the earth was unformed and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God hovered over the face of the waters. And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light was good, and God divided the light from the darkness, right? So he divides the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night, right? And there was evening, and there was morning one day. So the marking of one day is the morning, not the evening, right? So this is a cycle.
So how you skip the evening? It says evening first, bro.
No, it says evening because remember it's a cycle, right? Let me try to get this in because it's a cycle going by.
That's your interpretation. You just gotta read what it says. It says whatever it says is what it is. It says
what about
morning was the first thing.
What about Leviticus 23:32?
Before we get there, let's stay on this because I want to show something. Because people don't realize it's a cycle going on in Genesis 1. It's not just it's a cycle going on, right?
Where you get that from? I don't see the word cycle in that chapter, son. It just saying that the Most High created, and it just says the evening and the morning was the first day. We can't add to the law what we think it is. When
God is, do you think God is creating at nighttime or at daytime?
Bro, I don't know when the Most High was creating. I don't know. We don't know that. We can assume. I know what it says. It says the evening and the morning was the first day. All right, hear me out. It's the heathens got this right. When is New Year's Eve?
Hold on.
Or the 31st at evening?
That's not evening though. They do that at midnight.
They do that at midnight.
All right. At least they go to midnight. But when is New Year's Eve? The night before. The night before.
Yeah.
The night before. When is Xmas Eve? The night before.
But it's a different day though. That's
I'm just saying.
Day.
Look at this. And I want your brother to go over to Hebrew because when you go into Hebrew, you see it's a cycle going on, right? So look at it. Look, this really gets captured. It says, "And God called the light day, and the darkness night, and evening passed, and morning came, marking the first day." Right? So, and there was evening and there was morning. When it says was, it's going into a transition.
Don't trust the King James Version. It's the worst. Right. It's trying to deceive you.
Nah, we go into Hebrew. We go over Hebrew in here.
Yeah, so I want you to do
the same thing.
Go into the Hebrew, you're gonna see it's a cycle that's going on. So remember, it's going from day 1 to day 2 to day 3 to day 4. It's a cycle of days changing.
And notice it's the morning that ends the day. It's the morning that ends the day, not the evening.
No,
Exactly.
and if the morning ends the day, so that means on Yom Kippur we fast at night, and then when the morning come, we eat.
No,
Muslim?
Yom Kippur is the only one that's told to keep evening to evening.
All right, so forget about Yom Kippur. Shabbat. Shabbat then. You said you don't start it at night. So that means, according to your logic, Shabbat supposed to end in the morning.
Sunrise to sunrise,
It
yes.
starts day 7. It starts
So that
day 7
means
in
you
the morning.
start Shabbat tomorrow sunrise, go through all night Saturday night, and end it Sunday morning?
Yes.
Correct. Yes.
Correct.
Oh, y'all tripping.
Okay, can we look at Leviticus? Can we look at Leviticus 23:32?
Christians worship on Sunday, bro. That's the first day of the week.
No, we don't worship on
First of all,
Sunday.
I don't do it on Saturday. I do it on Thursday.
It ends on Sunday.
Just for the
But look,
record.
this is what I want to do, right? In Genesis 1, is a cycle going on. So it goes from evening, morning, in every verse, morning marks when it says that the next day comes. Every time, right? Verse 8, and God called the firmament heaven, and there was evening, and then morning, a second day. You get to this one. There was evening, then there was morning, a third day. Morning is marking the bringing in of the third day, of the fourth day. It's not evening. If this was evening to evening, it would say there was morning, then evening, a first day. There was morning, then evening, a second day.
If it would have said that, then it would have meant that the morning starts the third day. But it don't say that. It says evening first. But you're putting in your own words and not reading it and saying it word for word what it say. We don't have Moses here, bro. Moses is not here to explain the law to the whole world, bro. So we got what we have is what El Shaddai left us, and we just gotta read it word for word and go by what it say. We can't say, hey, this is a cycle, and hey, I think this.
So let me ask you this, right?
Nothing. We just gotta read what it says and says what it do what it says.
You're saying it's evening because evening is listed first, right? So if evening is listed first, morning is listed second. Are you telling me the day ends with morning?
At the end of morning. When is the end of morning? The next evening.
What? Huh?
They're not morning. The morning is the day. The morning is the day. So when that day is finished and the next evening comes, that's the end of that day.
Morning is not the day. Morning is not the day.
Why?
Morning is sunrise.
Right, listen.
Morning is sunrise.
Let's say I'll get unclean. Anyhow, I gotta wash from head to the uncleanness. I gotta wash from head to toe. I'm unclean throughout that whole day until when evening comes.
Because
you said nah, because they have to do with the evening sacrifice.
It is.
No. It don't say that in the book, bro. It said I wash from head to toe, and that evening I'm clean. I don't have to send up no sacrifice for that, bro.
No, I didn't say you. No, listen.
If the cedar capillation leaves me, I don't have to go do a sac. No, when I take a shower,
I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about that. Listen, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the continual burnt offerings every day, 1 in the morning. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, one is in the morning and one is at evening every day. Exactly. So the reason you're unclean until evening, because the evening is the last sacrifice of the day they're doing in the temple.
Now, where do you read that at?
Okay, where do you read in the Torah that you're unclean till evening because the new day starts?
I got you. No, I'm gonna tell you what it says in Leviticus 15.
Go to Leviticus 15 because the new day starts.
Okay, so Abraham.
Somebody got an echo. Who's that?
Oh, go to Leviticus 15, bro.
Okay, somebody got an echo. Who's that? I think that's you, Chief.
Go to Leviticus 15, bro. Okay. I can read any verse. You go to verse 11. It said, whosoever he toucheth had the issue and had not rinsed his hand in the water, he shall wash his clothes, bathe himself in water, and be unclean until the evening. And
but that doesn't tell you that it's because it's a new day, though.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't say because it's a new day.
You're making a jump there. That's because it's a
new day. Is over. I'm unclean for that day until the day is over.
Now watch this. Now I'm gonna do this right. Now I'm gonna show you where it literally says it's a new day in the morning. I'm gonna literally show you that, right? If we're gonna go to Leviticus 2 chapters over. Look at Leviticus chapter 17.
17? All right.
Yep. Where is that? Is it? Let me make sure it's this chapter. No, I think it's chapter 7. Hold up, Leviticus chapter 7. Let me see. I said it too.
Oh, 7?
Yes, chapter 7. Leviticus chapter 7 in verse 14 and 15. Look what it says. It says, and he shall present one out of each guilt offering a gift unto the Lord. And it shall be the priest that dasheth the blood of the peace offering against the altar. And the flesh of the sacrifice of his peace offering for thanksgiving shall be eaten on the day of his offering.
The same day. The same day. The same day.
All right. So if he sacrifices it in morning, right, he can eat that evening and that night.
Nah, that's the end of the day, bro. If he let that thing last.
Look what it says. He shall not leave it, any of it, until morning. He can eat it the same day. He can't leave it until morning. It's telling you the new day begins at morning here.
I got a second
witness. He shall not leave it until morning.
If you go over here, let's go to.
Hold on.
I got a second witness.
Hold on.
Let's go to.
Hold up. Somebody got an echo. Hold on. Who's that? Can y'all hear me? Everybody good?
Yeah.
Oh, I had to mute you because you got the echo.
I think somebody has the stream on and they're on your thing.
If when you come on, turn the stream off. Just come on this part.
Yeah, I turned the video off of YouTube. I'm on StreamYard.
Yeah, take the video off of YouTube, right? So this text, through Shema, when you wanna come on mic, just come on mic, just see if you got an echo. So when you sacrifice and let me pull this back up just so the people can see. When you sacrifice, somebody talking? Somebody got a loud background noise. Somebody got a loud background noise.
We're talking about sacrifices
Hold on.
We're in the wrong verse. There's literally one verse that says when we celebrate our Sabbaths.
Yeah, I want to read this because this is important real fast, right? It says the sacrifice shall be eaten the same day. The same day. If I sacrifice this in the morning, I can eat this at evening and at night. I cannot leave it until the morning. I cannot leave it into the morning. Why? Because the morning is not the same day.
Neither is this evening after dark. After when the sun goes down this day. That's why it says if a man gets unclean at even, he shall be clean.
Hold on. Listen, this is what y'all doing. I'm showing you a direct text that says the same day. I'm showing you the direct text that say that. Hold on. I'm showing you a direct text that says the same day, and it tells you the next morning is not the same day. You guys are showing me it says you're hold on. You guys are showing me a text that says you're unclean till evening. It's not saying the new day begins.
Okay, so why does he get clean then when the sun is down? He said when the sun is down, he shall be.
Let's go to Numbers 26, I think that is.
You know what? Let's skip all this because there's one verse that says when we should celebrate our Sabbaths, and that is the direct.
Pull that up. I'm gonna read this. Pull that up. Numbers 28. Let me read this. Let me pull it. Hold on. Let me read this. This is why you're unclean till evening, because the last sacrifice of the day happens at evening. On my food, which is presented unto me for offering made by fire of a sweet Savior, unto me shall ye observe to offer unto me in his due seasons. That y'all shall say unto them, this is the offering made by fire, which ye shall bring unto the Lord. The he lambs of the first year without blemish, 2 day by day for a continuing burnt offering. Look, 2 day by day. And look when the first one is given. The one lamb shall thou offer in the morning. So the sacrifices that you give day by day, the first one is given in the morning, not the evening. If the day begin that evening, the first one will be given that evening.
Okay,
so this is why you're unclean. This is why you're unclean till evening, because you have a sacrifice in the morning and you have a sacrifice that evening. So if you did something with your woman that morning, you're not going to be cleansed until after the evening sacrifice. But go ahead.
Right. So after the evening sacrifice, when does that start? I don't want to entertain this too long, because there's literally one verse that says, when God said, you shall celebrate your Sabbath from even to even.
That's not what that says.
Well, let's go to Leviticus chapter 23, verse 32, because I just quoted it.
All right. Leviticus, I know what you're talking about, but this is not the weekly Sabbath. This is Day of Atonement, right? Verse 23, Leviticus 23, verse 30.
Why would we celebrate the Sabbath in the middle of the day? Since you said, why would we start the day when he says you shall do no work on the Sabbath at even, if even is not the beginning of the day? Because then we would have already done work on the Shabbat if it started in the morning, right?
If your Sabbath, I don't think I understood that question. Say that one more, that question again.
Okay, so here's the question. If you say the even is not the beginning of the day, right?
Mm-hmm.
That would make it like the middle of the day.
No, it's
right?
No. The evening is
right. The morning is the beginning, and then the day ends when it's morning again, right?
Yeah, the transition from night to morning. Yes.
Okay, so then that would mean that after even or at even,
it's nighttime.
That would make it like the middle of a day, right?
No, the evening is the transition between day and night.
Right. Okay, so what I'm saying is a 24-hour day, that would make it somewhere in the middle.
Night is the middle. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Correct. So if that's the case, and God said you shall do no work on the Sabbath day, yet he told us to observe our Sabbaths from even to
He didn't tell us that. He didn't tell us to do that.
Where do you see that evening to evening? This is only Day of Atonement.
We're gonna read it, but you're misquoting that. I'm gonna read it right here. You're misquoting.
Wait, that day also says no work, right?
Hold on. We're gonna read. Hold on. We're gonna read this, but I want to point out you're misquoting this. This is not talking about the weekly. Hold on.
Let's read everything concerning the Day of Atonement.
I'm gonna read it. Yes, we're gonna read it. We're gonna read it. Hold on. We're about to read it.
But hold on. Before you read it, Gadol, one second. I just want to. I know, but hold on. Let's just drop this one thing for them real quick. So let's say today.
No, before
you're saying that right now is the seventh day.
Hold on. Before we do that, let's just read the text. Let's just read the text, because I don't want nobody. Let's just read. So we can
read everything about the Day of Atonement, so that we can see what we're not supposed to do on that day.
Yeah.
27.
So,
all right. 27.
All right.
And this is not weekly Shabbat, for the record. Howbeit, on the 10th day of this 7th month, it is the Day of Atonement. There shall be a holy convocation unto you. You shall afflict your souls. You shall bring an offering made by fire unto the Lord. You shall do no manner of work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make atonement for you before the Lord your God. For whatsoever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from his people. And whatsoever soul it be that doeth any manner of work in that same day, that soul will be destroyed from among his people. You shall do no manner of work. It shall be a statute throughout your generations in all your dwellings. It shall be unto you a Sabbath of solemn rest. You shall afflict your soul in the 9th day of the month at evening. From evening unto evening, you shall keep your Shabbat. Now, pause right there. Hold on, pause right there. Hold on, pause right there. You asked me a question. I just want to point out something. This text we just read is not talking about the weekly Sabbath. In Leviticus 23, hold on. In Leviticus 23, you're not going to see nowhere where it tells you to keep the weekly Sabbath from evening to evening. Nowhere. Nowhere in the Bible, nowhere in the whole entire Tanakh, you're going to be told to keep the weekly Sabbath from evening to evening. Nowhere. Go ahead.
Right. Now, I have a question for you. Is the Day of Atonement a different setting for a day than every other day of the year? Or is the Day of Atonement have the same start and the beginning as every other day of the year? That's my question.
the Day of Atonement has a different setting than every other day of the year. Yes, it does.
So where did you find that at? Show me that.
Hold on.
Wait. I'm gonna ask him a question. Show me another day in a whole Tanakh that you're told to keep from evening to evening.
Easy. Genesis chapter 1.
We're not keeping it from evening to evening. Hold on. I want to make something clear. Let's go back to verse 27. The 10th day is the Day of Atonement. The 24-hour period of day 10 is the Day of Atonement.
Oh, you didn't just read that.
Afflictions. That's what it says. That's 27. The 10th day. The 10th day of this month. Okay, now hold on. Okay, so brother, what day is today right now, according to you?
Oh, pause. I want to say something to the chat real fast. Pause. I want to say something for the chat real fast. Yo, if y'all, I'm gonna try to get to y'all questions. If y'all have something y'all want to say for me to read, put it in all caps so it can point out to me in the chat because there's a lot going on. But go ahead.
Okay, so brother, what day is today? Today's the 7th day, according to you, right? Because it started when the sun went down, right?
Absolutely, not according to me, according to Tanakh, to Torah.
Okay, so this is it. So this verse is indisputable proof. Leviticus 23:32 is indisputable proof because notice it begins the night before, and the night before is not called the 10th day; it's called the 9th day. But you just said that today is the 7th day.
You know what even means?
It's the 9th day at sundown.
The 9th day.
The 9th day. It said the 9th day at sundown.
You know what? Because even in Hebrew is Ereb. You know what Ereb
Hold on.
means,
So
right?
so you're saying what he's saying is the start of day 10 is what he's saying when he says. So you're saying that when he says evening on day 9, what he actually meant was the start of day 10. That's what you're saying.
No, man.
Wait a minute, Stokes. I didn't say that. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
God
Tell me what you're saying.
God told us to begin the fast the same way we would do Shabbat at even.
No, it does not. You're adding that, bro.
You're adding that.
I'm not adding. Listen to this.
It doesn't say the same way we do Shabbat.
It doesn't say that.
But he said, okay, let's just keep it on. He said for us to start our fasting and our affliction at even on the 9th day. Ain't that right?
Yes.
That's what it says, right? Did we agree on that? Okay.
Yes.
You know why? Because way at even after even is sunset. That's why he said he shall wash at even, and when the sun is down, he shall be clean. When the sun is
You're adding that.
Wait a minute. When the sun is down, that's the new day, and you will be sure that you haven't started
Show me
fast after sunset.
Yeah, where's the verse to support this?
Hold on. This is what we got to do. This is to be clear. I want everybody that believes the day starts at evening. Every day starts at evening. Give me one verse that directly says it.
I gave you Nehemiah. I gave you Nehemiah 13. You told me he just closed. You say he closed it. Hold on. You said he closed it before evening because he didn't want nobody to sneak in. Where you get that from? You're adding, bro. He closed it at evening because the sun at sundown. That's the beginning of the Sabbath.
Hold on.
Why he didn't leave it open all night? He could have left it open all night.
Let me respond to that. Because what was happening, the Tyrians, hold on, the Tyrians, they were sneaking into the city, selling people stuff on the Sabbath day.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Hold on. So hold on. I didn't know. What do you mean? What did I add?
You said they snuck in. It never said that. It said they sold that at the gates.
Let's go read that. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. Let's go read that.
My thing is, why we close it?
Let's go read Nehemiah 13. Maybe I'm remembering that wrong. And what's that? Nehemiah 13, right? What's that? Nehemiah 9? Or what is that?
Nehemiah 13, verse 19. Verse 19.
All right, and it says, now let's start up a little more. All right, verse 15. In those days, I saw Judah and some treading winepress on the Sabbath, and bringing in heaps of corn and ladding asses therewith, as also wine, grapes, and figs, and all manners of burden, which they brought into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. So they was bringing this into Jerusalem, into Jerusalem on the Sabbath day. I wasn't wrong. Right. So I forewarned them in the day where when they hold on. And I forewarned them in the day wherein they sold victuals. They were doing this in Jerusalem. There dwelt men of There dwelt men of Tyre also therein, who brought in fish in all manner of ware, and sold on the Sabbath day unto the children of Judah in Jerusalem. This is happening in Jerusalem.
Right. That's why Nehemiah came here. Continue reading.
All right.
Continue reading.
And I contended with the nobles of Judah and said unto them, what evil thing is this ye do and profane the Sabbath day? Did not your fathers done?
Sabbath day is at even then. If they're profaning the Sabbath and they came at even, then that was on Sabbath.
Let them finish reading. Let them finish reading.
You're presupposing that. It doesn't say that here.
Let them finish reading.
Did not your fathers thus, and did not our God bring all this evil upon us and upon this city? Yet ye bring more wrath upon Israel by profaning the Sabbath. And it came to pass that
wait. Before you continue reading, what is the topic about? Profaning the Sabbath. Now continue. It came to pass.
And it came to pass that when the gates of Jerusalem began to be dark before the Sabbath. Stop right there.
That's plain and simple, bro. Began to get dark before the Sabbath.
The Sabbath would have already started.
Wait. Let me finish. It said began to get dark before the Sabbath. Why would it say before the Sabbath if the Sabbath start in the morning? You can leave it open all night.
It's already dark.
Hold on.
Leave it open all night so they can. You're telling me they don't close the gate at nighttime?
Everybody wait. Hold on. Everybody wait. I have a simple question. I have a simple question. If I close the gates at night or at evening, is that still before the morning?
That's because that's the beginning of the Sabbath day.
This is a simple question. This is a yes or no question. It's
before the morning. It's before the morning. Yes.
It's before the morning. So hold on. So if I say, yo, I close my house door before the Sabbath, that's still before the morning. This text does not say the Sabbath start at evening. But about this text. This text is like a stalemate. The reason why I say that, because you can take it before the Sabbath. Hold on, brother. The other brother, hold on. This text can sound like it could say before the nighttime, or it could be before the morning. All it says is before the Sabbath. So if you believe the Sabbath starts at evening, you can read this. Like, yeah, we're talking about evening. If I believe the Sabbath starts at morning, it's still before the Sabbath. Either way.
So can I ask you a question? So today, like how you count the days? 24 hours a day?
Wait a minute. Still
24 hours, yeah. 24 hours.
Starting sun up.
You count the days 24 hours a day?
Yeah.
Yes.
So that means when in the wintertime, when the sun go down at 4:30, your Sabbath is only what, 9 hours?
Yeah, the day is longer. The darkness is longer. Yes, it's 24 hours. At 24 hours, the Sabbath is 24 hours.
That affects the nighttime and the evening time too. So
yeah, it's 24 hour period. But hold on, can we go to Exodus 16?
Wait a minute.
Exodus 16.
Hold on, everybody. Hold on. I want to read something. I want to pull out a text. I went to that text. The brother asked to go to that text.
What you just read though, because you asked the question. I have a question pertaining to that text before we move on.
Yeah, and try to fix your mic a little bit too, because your mic's so hard.
I have a question pertaining to that text that you just read. So let me get this straight. Nehemiah was closing the doors approximately 8 to 10 hours before the Shabbat began to ensure that they didn't sell their wares on Shabbat. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
Wow. And don't forget, the word dark means zalut. It means when shadow is cast.
That's a hell of a presupposition.
Can we go look at it, Exodus though, and get another witness?
He shut the gates when the shadow was cast. It wasn't completely dark.
Right.
Yeah,
he shut the gates when the shadow was cast.
Your service missing up.
If the Shabbat didn't start, then why shut the gates? Why not continue selling?
Why don't we see what Moses thinks? Let's go to Exodus 16, 22 through 25. Let's see what Moses says.
We're gonna go to Exodus 16 next, but I want to let them finish. Your service was messed up. I want you to finish what you were saying though.
He said, why would they close the gates if the Sabbath didn't start at even? Why would he close the gates? Why would it be against the law to continue selling on Friday night if the Shabbat had not began yet?
Right.
It was they was preparing for the Sabbath. So they closed the gate so the people would not come in the gate overnight and be there in the morning when people wake up. People in the Proverbs and the Psalms tell you they during the daytime. Hold on, the Proverbs tells you during the daytime people go to work and at night at nighttime they go to sleep. It don't tell you people work at night in the Tanakh. There's no overnight jobs in the Tanakh. Right? It tells you clearly in the Tanakh. You somebody pull that verse up. I can't think of it. It's in Proverbs or Psalm. People go to their work in the daytime, and then at night they go to their slumber. It tells you that. So hold on. So at night while everybody's slumbering, the people they would sneak in the city, and then when everybody up, they would do what they do.
So let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. What you gonna do with that fish when they sell it in the morning? They gonna cook it on Shabbat? That's why they sold it at even.
They were breaking it down. They was pressing wine and everything. They was profaning the Sabbath all day.
Okay,
that's what they was doing.
Why do you think the men of Tyre came at evening? So
they don't say they came at evening. It don't say they came at evening.
Okay, well
it says he closed the gate. It don't say they came at evening. It don't say the Sabbath started at evening. It says he closed the gate after going down in the sun. That's all it says.
You know how you look. Remember they shut the gates.
Your service messing up.
What was happening?
Tell him his service.
You hear me now?
Nah, he's
breaking
up.
You hear me now?
You probably got to turn your Wi-Fi off. Probably got to turn your Wi-Fi off.
You freezing.
Okay, hold
it
on.
also did say I'm still waiting for the verse that says the Shabbat begins in the morning. I'm still waiting for that verse.
We're going to right now.
Exodus 16. We're gonna go.
Let's go check it out right now. Let's go look at it.
Yeah, we can hear you now. We can hear you now.
But the real question, my brother, is when you read it and it does say it, will you repent?
Exodus 16 is super clear.
I mean, this is like shutting it all down right now. Exodus 16.
We're not presupposing because you're talking about the manna.
No. Let's go see what Moses said. Let's go see what Moses said.
I'm familiar with the chapter. Don't tell me when the manna fell. Let it say
Shabbat. No. Let's see when the Shabbat starts. Let's see when he says the Shabbat starts. Okay.
Let's see. Chief Shammai, try one more time.
Right now.
You hear me now? I'm good.
Yeah, you good now. You good.
Yes.
Now, my point, what I was going to say, when he shut the gate, all right, remember now, when it says dark, the Hebrew says zalu. So he shut the gates when the shadow was cast. While the shadow is being casted before it was dark, he had to stop them from profaning the day. The Sabbath, that was the beginning of the day. And he stopped them from treading, from making wine presses. Right? Why didn't he continue let them making wine presses? Because in the morning, the day starts, supposedly. Let them continue making the wine press, but make sure you don't make it during the day. No, he stopped them. It was going into night. The sun was setting. The sun, right.
Before nightfall.
So if it was violation, why did he stop them then? If it's not a violation.
You got to remember, he didn't stop them on the Sabbath. Remember, when he saw them pressing wine, it was the Sabbath day he saw them pressing wine. So you're reading it like he saw them pressing wine, and then he went and closed the gate that night. He didn't do that.
He's reading it like he saw them pressing wine, so he made sure that he was there before the Shabbat began, so that they do not press wine. And so that's why it says at evening he shut the gates, so that at nighttime they could not press wine, because it would have been a violation if they pressed it at night. If it wasn't a violation at night, why didn't he leave it open and shut it before the sun rose?
Where are you getting the idea that he saw them pressing wine on a day that's not the Sabbath?
No, you said he saw them on the Sabbath, right?
Yeah, he saw them on the Sabbath.
That Shabbat.
When he closing the gates is the next Shabbat.
Right. So that's why he came before the Shabbat started that evening.
Exactly. So in the morning time, the people won't be in there selling stuff. This is why he's closing it.
Why couldn't they press wine? Why couldn't they press wine or buy anything at night?
the closing of the gates wasn't about them pressing wine. It was about the Tyrians selling the stuff on the Shabbat. Okay, that's why he closed the gates.
Why couldn't they sell it at night? Oh,
it doesn't say they couldn't.
Right, but that's a presupposition, though.
So that
I'll also say this though about Nehemiah, guys, because this is talking about the regathering, right? This is the second regathering when they come back to Jerusalem with the second temple. All of that is nonsense. So I wouldn't use this. I would go look at what the Torah says. Let's go look at what Moses
God
says.
said he remembered Nehemiah for his good deeds.
Right now.
And you go. Let's go to and you gotta remember they were lodged at the gates. They were just waiting to the gates to sneak in the city. That's what they were doing. But let's do Exodus. Somebody's background is loud.
That's what they were doing. A lot of presuppositions going on. I never read sneak in those verses.
I mean, what it means when they lodging by the gate? What is that? What is that talking about?
They're waiting for to come in on the Shabbat, and that's why he closed even so you can't come in on the Shabbat when the sun is down.
So when were they waiting?
Why would they be waiting at night? Why would they wait at the daybreak? No people will start buying. Why didn't they wait right before sunrise?
And why he didn't close it in the morning? Why he closed it at night? Don't say he wanted to do it before. He would have did it in the morning.
Because the gates were closed before all the way till after the Shabbat. Why would you go close the gates right when the Shabbat comes in? That don't make no sense. People they're snuck in already.
You know what else doesn't make any sense? Hosea 3, 4, and 5 says the children of Israel aren't regathered until the end of the world.
Well, let's do this. Let's do this right.
Forget about Nehemiah.
Let's
all of it.
Hey, let's do this right. I don't know what.
You know what I learned tonight? You know what I
let's
learned
do Exodus 16 real fast, right? Let's talk about the Exodus 16.
That the Day of Atonement has a different beginning and ending than every other day of the year, and yet you're not supposed to do work or not be afflicted on that same day. But that's the only day of the year that has a different beginning and ending than every other day of the year. That's crazy.
All right, let me ask you this question. If every day started from evening to evening, what's the purpose of pointing out Yom Kippur?
Yeah, what's so special about it?
To let us know that you cannot do any work on that day.
No, this is what I'm saying. Hold on. If the children of Israel understood every day was from evening to evening,
every Sabbath,
every day, why would there be a reason to specifically point out Yom Kippur to keep from evening to evening? Why?
That's sort of like why did he create the creation?
It's a Day of Atonement.
But they would already know to do it from evening to evening. They're doing every other day from evening to evening. That's like me saying this, yo. That's like you work for me, and I say, yo, and you come to work for me every day at 8:00, and I say, yo, this day, make sure you come at 8:00. You're gonna look at me like, dog, I come here every day at 8:00. Why would you even tell me that?
I better make sure I'm on time that day. I better make sure I'm on time that day. The boss wants me to make sure I'm on time that day.
All right, let's do this.
Our boss, Hashem, wanted us to make sure that you don't mess up that day and start fasting in the morning.
I think, look, I think people are adding. Only you're told to keep. Hold on. This is a good one. When is Passover?
Sacrifice the lamb at when? When you sacrifice the lamb?
The 14th at evening, right?
Yeah.
Right.
No. Abi.
The 14th. The first month, the 14th at evening.
Right.
The 15th day.
Huh?
The 14th at evening, which is the 15th day.
The fourth. So hold on. So you're telling me, hold on. You're telling me Passover is the 15th or the 14th?
No.
The 14th at sundown.
I'm asking you.
Wait a minute.
Slow down. What are you talking about? This is the Torah.
I know, but let's see what the Torah says. The sacrifice of the lamb at even is the Passover. If they say of the Passover, so that's the lamb. The 15th day begins the feast of unleavened bread. We don't observe Passover. We observe the feast of unleavened bread, and that begins after.
Hold on. Hold on.
Because when the sun is down now,
Hold on.
15 days.
You're throwing too much out there. Hold on. Let's stay. You're going too fast. You're going too fast. What day is Passover? I just need the answer to that. Which day is Passover?
The day is not Passover. The sacrifice of the lamb is the Passover.
All right. Let me. What day do you observe and keep Passover?
We don't keep Passover. We can't sacrifice.
Hold on. I'm not talking about today. I'm talking about in the Torah. What day does the Torah say you observe and keep Passover?
14th at even. Before the sundown.
The 14th day at evening. The 14th day at evening is you keep the Passover.
Right, and you sacrifice.
Okay. Stop right there. The 14th day at evening. What day is the unleavened bread on?
The 15th day, right after sundown, begins the 15th day.
So, unleavened bread starts at nighttime?
That's right.
All right, so let's read this. Let's read this. This is Deuteronomy 16. Observe the month of Abib and keep the Passover unto the Lord thy God. In the month of Abib, the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night.
Right.
By night. Did we come out of Did we come out of Egypt at night?
Yes, absolutely. Right? On the 15th day at night.
Hold on. Okay, listen. We came out of Egypt at night, right?
Right.
Okay. And thou shalt sacrifice the Passover offering unto the Lord thy God of the flock and the herd in the place which the Most High shall choose to cause his name there. And thou shalt eat no leavened bread with it 7 days. Thou shalt eat unleavened bread therein, even the blood of afflict. Let me just jump down to verse 4. And there shall be seen no leavened bread in all thy borders 7 days. Neither shall any flesh which thou sacrifice the first day at evening, all night remain until the morning. All night remain until the morning. Which day is this right here?
You know why? Because you're sacrificing.
No, I'm not. I'm asking you, which day is this? This evening into the morning. What day is that?
Evening is the 14th day, and the morning is the 15th day.
When the night is what? The 15th night or the 14th night?
The 15th day.
All right. So thou mayest not sacrifice the Passover within any of thy gates, which the Lord thy God giveth thee, but at the place the Lord thy God shall choose to cause his name to dwell there. At evening, at the going down of the sun, at the season that thou camest forth out of Egypt, that thou shalt roast it and eat it in the place which the Lord. So you're eating Passover at the temple on what day?
You're eating the Passover at even. It's sacrificing even at even.
You're there. You're at the temple all night. Hold on.
Gadol, can you go to Numbers 33:3? Same topic. It confirms that it's in the morning they left. Numbers 33:3.
Hold on.
First at a time. Let's stick to this right.
Let's stick to this right here.
You remember? Can I say one thing? You remember when they ate up the Passover, right? Instead of 14th day at evening, we're saying that the 14th day at evening is the same as the 15th day. Listen, wait, one more thing. When it said they kneading troughs was bound up, right?
Yeah, hold on.
They kneading troughs were bound up, so they ate unleavened bread. Wait 1 second.
The children of Israel did not leave Egypt at nighttime. That's not true. They left in the morning.
I don't want to get that far yet. I'm trying to ask this. I'm trying to get the answer to this answer. So when they're at the temple eating lamb at night. Yeah, when they're at the lamb eating temple at night,
at evening. It's a small space. It's a small time. It's a small time.
They're there. They don't leave until the morning. They're there all night at the temple.
No, they travel that night, bro.
I'm not talking about Exodus 12. I'm talking about Deuteronomy 16. They're at the temple all night. They're at the temple all night. They're eating Passover lamb. I'm trying to get this question answered. When they're eating Passover lamb at the temple at night, what is that Passover or is that unleavened bread?
No, Passover is the sacrifice that happened before, and they're eating of the Passover also on the 15th at night.
Right. right.
Hold on.
And
So
guess what? That's why God said
hold
that
on,
it cannot.
slow down. Can y'all slow down? Just put the
But
brakes
you're
on. Slow
addressing the
down.
same thing.
I'm trying to understand what you're saying. Slow down.
Let me finish and you will understand. Here, the conclusion of the
But
matter.
you're jumping somewhere else. You're jumping somewhere else.
I'm in the same verse. I'm in the same verse. You gotta let me finish to know where I'm jumping, brother. So the reason why
I'm asking you a question. I'm not asking you why. I'm trying to get understanding for clarity.
the verse
You're
says they
saying
cannot leave the sacrifice until morning, right? We just read that. The reason why
I'm not asking you that, brother. I'm trying to get understanding, just for clarity. When they're eating Passover lamb at the temple at night, you're saying that is the 15th day.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I was trying to get under. Now continue.
And the reason why you can't leave it up until the morning is because he said you're gonna eat it at night. He said with their shoes girded, just like in Exodus 13 when we first left Egypt, with their shoes girded and their staff in their hand, and they shall eat that night because they left in haste. So it's to commemorate the same night because we left at night. We didn't leave in the morning. That's why the Passover cannot be eaten in the morning because it's to commemorate when we left Egypt at night. We just read it.
And you know, being that you know that we left at night, it says their kneading troughs was bounded up, so they couldn't knead their dough, so they had to eat bread of affliction. They ate that bread when? At night.
With the
traveling.
Passover.
That's not true. We did not leave at night. That's not true. That's not true. It's not true. Numbers 33:3.
We just read that they left at night. We just
No, they didn't. They didn't. And I'll give you verses where it's clearly they didn't leave at night. The children of Israel will never leave at night. They're not thieves in the night. They woke up in the morning and they left. You can see it very clearly in Numbers 33:3, and it's told to us again in Jasher 81:3-4. And the children of Israel rose up from Ramses in the first month on the 15th day of the first month. In the morning after the Passover, the children of Israel went out with a high hand in the sight of all the Egyptians. Let's go to Numbers 33:3. What does Numbers 33:3 say?
Wait. Just read
just read the verse. I don't want to hear your opinion. I want to hear the words of the Most High.
Numbers 33:3. And they journeyed from Ramses in the first month on the 15th day of the month on the morrow after the Passover. The children of Israel.
On the what? On the what?
On the morrow.
On the morrow after the Passover. They did not leave at nighttime. The children of Israel never would go out at night because we're not thieves, brother. We're not thieves. We don't leave at night. We leave in the day. We don't leave at night.
That night you're a thief. That's your words. Don't add.
It's my words. You want me to find the verse? All right.
The morrow says is what the book says. The morrow. Let's keep man.
The morrow means the next morning.
Jasher 81:4 says they left in the morning, brother. Jasher says they left in the morning. Jasher says they left in the morning.
Hold on. We all can't talk at once, bro. Like, goodness gracious, y'all about to drive me crazy. This is the lexicon. The following day, the next morning.
We going by Torah, not a dictionary. The Torah tells us we don't even need that.
But we don't agree with y'all think tomorrow is the nighttime. So we don't agree on that. All right, so let's go back. Hold on.
But we both in the same predicament.
I mean, y'all don't have a verse that says that. I have a verse that says. All right, Exodus 12. You guys don't have a verse that says every day start at evening.
I'm reading it now.
That's the only day of the whole year that begins and ends at a different time. That's preposterous.
Let me ask you this question. Do you have any verse, any other day outside of Yom Kippur that says it's evening to evening? Yes or no?
Hold on. I want to answer what he's saying about it being different.
Hold on, bro. Do you have any? Go show me in Genesis chapter 1 where it says you should keep this from evening to evening.
No, I'll show you where it says the evening and the morning were the first day. On every single day, the evening came first.
You're misunderstanding that. That's not what. Hold on. That's not what I asked you. Do you have a verse outside of Yom Kippur that says you keep this day from evening to evening?
The Sabbath in the morning.
It's a clear answer to that. Do you have a text that says this day starts from evening to evening? Yes. Can you answer the question? I want a yes or no question. Do you have a text that says this day is from evening to evening outside of Yom Kippur?
That's the day that shows us when all the days start.
I'm asking you a yes or no question.
Yes.
Do you have a text? Hold on. Listen to the question. Listen to the question clearly. Do you have a text? Do you have a text outside of Yom Kippur that says you do this from evening to evening?
Go to, bro, Exodus 12.
I need a yes or no, bro. Hold on. We're
Exodus
gonna read
12, verse 42.
We're gonna read Exodus 12, but I need him to answer this question clearly so we can move forward. Do you have a text? All right, thank you. So now you said Exodus. All right, cool.
I don't need
one. You do need one, because if you don't need one, you're adding to the text. You cannot show one verse. You cannot show one verse that says every day starts evening to evening. So you're adding to the text. So you said Exodus
starts in the morning.
I'm gonna show you that. You said Exodus 12 verse 44. You said
you put up
Exodus 12 verse 42. Verse 42.
42.
Hold on. Wait, before we get too far, can I just say one?
Hold on. No, he been wanting to read this verse, man. Y'all you doing too much.
Yes,
it was a night of watching unto the Lord for bringing them out of the land of Egypt.
Read that again. Go back. Read it again.
It was a night of watching unto the Lord for bringing them out of the land of Egypt. This night is a night of watching unto the Lord for all the children of Israel through their generations.
I didn't say it in Atlanta. Whoop-de-doo.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question. Hold on. What's that night called right there?
That night was the 15th day.
That was the 14th day at night. At evening.
No. I'm asking what day was. So you say this night was the 15th day?
Yes, and it shows that they left at night. God brought them out at night.
Okay. Hold on, bro. I'm asking this question.
That's what it says, though.
The Passover slaughtering. What day did that happen on?
No, wait. Let's go to the point of they coming out at night. Do you agree that they come out at night?
Yes, I don't disagree with that.
I do. Can I say something?
Bro, hold on. I'm about to move you down, bro. Just relax, bro. Everybody's gonna get a time to speak. I promise you that. Everybody just show some patience. If you can't show no patience, I'm gonna move you down. You're gonna get a time to speak, bro. The Passover slaughter of the unaliving of the firstborn. What day did that happen until you guys understand it? The 14th or the 15th?
It's the 15th day, which is the 14th day at sundown. They're the same.
The sacrifice. Wait a minute. The sacrifice of the lamb.
I'm not asking about the sacrifice. I'm talking about when the in the Exodus 12 when the death angel goes and slaughters everybody. What day did that happen on?
15th of Abib at night.
Okay, that is crazy.
Not 15, 14.
No, 15th at night. When the sun go down, it's the next day.
Verse 18.
Oh, right.
In the first month, but that's because you're adding that. That's not what the text says. In the first month, on the 14th, on the first month of the 14th day at evening, you shall eat unleavened bread until the 20th day of the first month at evening. 7 days shall there be no leaven seen in your houses. For whatsoever eateth that which is leavened, that soul shall be cut off from the congregation. No, that's not the one. I'm looking for the other one. Where's the death?
I'm glad you read that. Why do we begin eating unleavened bread at even? Can you answer me that question?
You can't eat unleavened bread with the Passover lamb. Like, hold on.
What? We read that we left out at night. That means they kneading troughs was bound up at night. And they had to put their dough in at night and eat that bread at night. That night. So if they started eating the bread at night, that means that was the beginning of Pesach, the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
That was the beginning of the Feast of Unleavened Bread at night.
I just read it. You just read it, bro.
Be quiet, bro. You're gonna be able to talk. I'm trying to do something. Hold on. I'm trying to get what verse is the hold on. I'm trying to find a destroyer. Hold up.
But you read a verse that answers the question. Why did we begin eating unleavened bread at even if that's not when the day started?
It doesn't say that's when the day started. That doesn't say. Okay, hold on. Hold on. It started to eat at evening because that's when the Passover and the stuff happened at evening. That doesn't say that's when the day start. You adding that in there. You're using your own presupposition. Hold on, let me. Where's the
unleavened bread 7.5 days or 7 days only?
I agree to that, bro.
Because I'm saying if they ate, why would they start eating unleavened bread at even if the day begins at morning and you can only eat unleavened bread for 7 days?
Because the death angel came through at night. The Passover situation happened at night. That's why you do it at night. That's not telling you that's when every day starts. Hold on, I'm trying to. What verse is the death? Hold on.
If he said eat it for 7 days, why would you start eating it at even if that's not the beginning of the day? That's my question.
Oh my goodness. Which is that death angel's name?
Right now, you just
I answered the question 10 times already, bro, and you keep asking the same question over. They start eating it at night because that's when the death angel. And I'm trying to find that in this. Which verse is the death angel at when it comes through? And he says, "I'm gonna send the
That would be 7.5 days.
No, that's your presupposition, bro. That's your presupposition.
I can count. If the day don't begin till morning and we started on the half of a day before that day, that's 7.5 days.
No, it's not. A day is a 24-hour time period, bro. Just because this is
but you said
hold on. Everybody stop. Which verse is the death? Hold on. Which verse is the death angel? I'm trying to find it. When it says the destroyer is gonna come through and kill everybody. Which verse is that? Exodus 12.
Down. It's a little further.
Oh, here you go, right here, right? Verse 23. For the Lord will pass through and smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood on the lintel and on the two side posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come into your house to smite you. And ye shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons. And it shall come to pass when you come to the land which the Lord thy God give you according to as he promised, that this service shall be kept. Which service is this right here? When he goes through the land and destroy all the firstborns. And what service is that?
There's sacrifice of the Passover.
Right.
Okay. That's all right. Does this happen on the 15th or the 14th?
That happens on the 14th at even. God made that clear about that we just read.
No, this destroyer is at night. It's not the evening time.
I understand, but God commanded us to sacrifice the Passover evening, right? Because we don't work at night, right?
Hold on.
We don't work at night, right?
Hold on. From my so you can understand, the nighttime is still the 14th. From my understanding.
No,
so I'm asking you. Hold on. Listen, bro. We gotta listen to each other. The nighttime is still the 14th, from my understanding. So when this death angel is doing this at night, he's doing this on the 14th. This is why we keep Passover on the 14th. So if this is not happening on the 14th and it's happening on the 15th, why do we commemorate the 14th day?
Because we're sacrificing the Passover at even. You know why sacrifices went up
of the 14th day?
Okay, so why is not the morning? Why
at evening? At evening.
You said what?
At evening.
He said, why not? It didn't happen in the morning. Why is it that evening? Because evening starts the new day, bro.
That's bro.
Can I say one thing? Can I say one thing?
Y'all keep saying the same thing. You keep saying because this. You're saying I see this, so this means that. You're not showing in the text where the day begins. That only thing we have. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Only thing we have here is that the children of Israel left at night. The destroyer destroyed everybody at night, and because the destroyer killed everybody at night, we commemorate that night. It doesn't say we commemorate that night because a new day begins. You're adding that in.
But they started eating bread. Why they started eating bread at night? Why they started eating the bread at night?
Because hold on.
That's the commandment.
He commanded them that he told them they could not eat leavened bread with the Passover meal. This is why.
Right? We commemorated that night, right? And that's why.
Because the situation happened at night, not because a new day began.
All right. I'm agreeing with that. So listen what I'm saying. We sacrifice it at evening and we eating it at night on the 15th day. That's
You
how
Don't
we
look at
can't
verse
show,
18 right here.
show me. You keep saying the night is the 15th. You didn't show a book verse yet that says the 15th is at night.
right now.
Could go back
You're
up
not
to
showing
18.
that. It don't say it.
I'm gonna take you back to
18,
Genesis.
18.
I'm gonna take you back to Genesis.
Verse 18.
God
Yeah.
said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And He saw it that it was good. And the evening and the morning was the first day.
All right, so let me.
That's it.
The
That day
evening.
God created. That day started from the evening and the morning, and God only created what? Light. That's it.
Hold on. Let me ask you this question. So evening to morning is hold on. Evening to morning is the first day, right? That's what you're saying.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what it says in Genesis.
No, all right, whatever. It don't. Hold on.
Dude, bro,
Hold
read
on.
Genesis.
Hold on. We can read Genesis again. I'm misreading it. I keep telling you that's a cycle, but whatever. Moran, you
got
said
you right now.
I want to get
Look right
Moran.
here.
Hold on, I want to get Moran in. Hold on. I want to get Moran in because he been waiting patiently. I want to get him in here. What you say, Moran?
All right, so I just want to say one thing to the brother with the orange shirt that said I was adding things to the word of God when I said we're not thieves, we don't leave at night. I'm going to read Jasher 80:60.
No, we don't
I want to respond to
hear
that because I don't add to the word. Hold on.
Hey,
And the children of
Moran. We don't care about Jasher, bro. We're gonna stand in the Tanakh. Respectfully. We don't care about Jasher.
Can we look at Joshua 10:13 and see that it cites Jasher?
Hey,
And then ask me how it cites Jasher?
Moran. We're not doing Jasher. Do you want to read something in the Tanakh?
All right, look at this verse 18. Evening of the 14th until evening of the 20th day, right? To the 21st day, right?
Right.
Okay, but hold on. If the 21st day ends in the evening, it wouldn't say to the evening of the 21st. It would just say for the 21st, from the evening of the 14th through the 21st, because the 21st ends in the evening. You're saying, so it makes no sense for him to say the 14th in the evening to the 21st in the evening, because the 21st continues to the morning. Okay?
Common sense tell you what.
I didn't read
Common
that.
sense tell you it starts from the evening.
And again, I just want to emphasize the children of Israel did not leave Egypt at nighttime.
Bro, we just
We're
read
not
that.
afraid of people.
We just read that.
No, we didn't. Numbers 33:3 tells you that they left on the morrow. On the morrow. Okay.
Exodus 12, verse 42.
Hold on.
Says God pulled them out at night.
Hold on. I want to get some order. All right. So what we doing next? Go ahead, Abraham.
I want to read Genesis.
Genesis. All right, let's go to Genesis.
I don't understand how we don't accept Jasher. That's
and
remarkable.
then after
Can we
Genesis,
go to Joshua 10:13?
After Genesis, Moran, we're not doing Jasher, bro. After
That's
Genesis,
not Tanakh only then, brother. Then we're not Tanakh only if you don't accept Jasher, because the Most High...
Moran, if you don't want to respect the stage, bro, we're going to move you down. We're not doing Jasher. We're not doing it. You're not going to convince me to do Jasher.
Then you're not Tanakh only.
All right, bye. Genesis 1. All right, go ahead.
1 verse you can start from 4.
All right. And God saw the light, and the light was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning one day.
Why is it saying evening first, bro?
Okay.
Why don't say in the morning, and that morning was one day? Why didn't you say that?
Let me explain it to you. Right? When you go through Genesis 1, when you look at the cycle, God is creating in the morning. He's creating at daytime. So
where you see that?
In Genesis 1, do you see a cycle of going from day 1 to day 2 to day 3 all the way to day 7?
I see repetitively. It says after the light, then it said he made the firmament in the second day. And it said it make the firmament in the second day. And the evening in the morning was the second day.
Listen to the
question.
And
the evening in the morning was the third day.
Listen to the question. Do you see a cycle of days going from day 1 to day 7?
On second is less.
All right. So we see a cycle of days going from day 1 to day 7. Right. Yes. So when it says, and there was evening and there was morning one day, this is the conclusion of day 1. Right? Because God made light on day 1. Correct? All right. Verse 6. And God said, let there be firmament in the midst of the waters. God is doing this on day 2, correct?
Right? Continue.
All right. So he's doing this on day 2. What? Hold on. Stop right there. I want you to follow me. Don't you follow me.
I want you to continue reading.
We're going to continue reading though. I'm trying to point to something. He's creating on day 2 here, right? What part of day 2 is he creating in? Is this the morning? Is this the evening? Is it the nighttime?
We won't know. We won't know. Wait. Let me get that. Let me get this. We won't know until you finish the verse. We can't speculate. It didn't say nothing yet. Let's finish the verse.
Right. So, but we do agree he's creating on day 2. All right. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament, and it was so. And God called the firmament heaven, and there was evening. Stop right there. Now, God's hold on. So he's creating. Hold on, bro. He's creating, and then he finished creating, and then it says there was evening. So evening comes, and then it says, and there was morning. Morning comes again, a second day. Hold on. Do you want to let's read it in the Hebrew? Come on.
All right.
I don't know why you keep saying like that's going to change something.
We're in verse 6. Wayomer Elohim. God spoke. Yihi rakia bitok hamayim. Let there be, or it shall be, firmament in the midst, in between the waters. Wayihi mabdil, and it shall be between Ein mayim lamayim, between waters and waters. Wayas Elohim, and God made et harakia, the firmament, wayabdil bein hamayim, and separated between the waters, asher mitakat, from that which is above, larakia, the heavens, or the firmament, ubein hamayim asher me'al, from that which is beneath, larakia, the firmament.
Okay.
And it was so. Hold on. And verse 8. And God called the firmament heaven. Wayikra Elohim larakia shamayim.
Go down a verse.
Wayi ereb. And it shall be, or and it is, or and it was. Let it be evening. Let it be morning. Yom Sheni. That's why we got to stick to his.
All right, so let it. Hold on. When it says, hold on.
There was.
Hold on. When it says let it be, what does that mean?
I mean, it is. Let it be. God is saying He's establishing an order. And
all right, so hold on. Let it be evening.
Right.
And then let it be morning. Doesn't that tell you evening, then morning?
Yeah, it tells us evening comes first.
Oh, okay. So it don't tell you that. You're adding that in. So right. And when you look at this, when we go to the lexicon, it says to be, become, came to pass, exists, to happen. This is what this means. It means to be. Hold on, bro. Hold on.
So that's Hayah. That's Hayah.
Hold on. I know this is the root word, bro. I know how to use a lexicon. I know bro. I know.
I don't know because it's conjugated for present tense. That's the root.
Can you be quiet, bro? I know this is the root. Every time you go to a lexicon and you go to a Hebrew word, it's going to take you to the root. I know that.
Right.
I know that. Okay. Right. So just wait.
Okay.
So Hayah means to be, become, come to pass, exist, to happen. So when you what conjugations are on this word?
Why does it say Yehi and not Hayah?
I'm asking what explain the conjugation.
It's conjugated for present tense. Why Yehi?
And present tense means what? That it's happened presently, right?
That's right. Let it be.
Okay.
It's not just happening in present tense. setting an order saying, "Let it be. It shall be."
Okay. What present tense in Hebrew means? What is God is doing something presently, actively, right?
Not necessarily. The
So
Hebrew
what does
not
it mean?
necessarily happening right now. This is
I'm
also
not
God
talking
giving.
No, I'm not talking about I'm not talking about literally right now. I'm talking about in God's creation. That means when he's actively doing it, like it's actively going on as he's doing it. It's actively. He's creating it day by day.
You can't compare English with Hebrew. It doesn't
No, I'm
work
not
like
at,
that.
I'm at when God, in Genesis 1, did God create day 1 first, then day 2 second, then day 3 third? So so in Genesis 1, hold on. In Genesis 1, when we're in verse 8, and God called the firmament heaven, that happened first, right? So it's going on. And then it says, and then there was evening. So actively, evening came.
No, that's what
I'm
English
not.
says.
Let's take away from the English. Let's talk about the Hebrew. Actively present tense. It's in present tense. So hold on, listen. It's in present tense. That means first God called the firmament heaven, and then something happened after that, right? Then evening came. Hold on.
But that's what you're saying. That's not
Bro,
what it says. He does not mean and then something else happened. You're adding right now. He means God established an order that said, "Let be."
Let's go back. Hold on. Let's go back. Let's go back. Because I lost you. I lost you for a second, dude. Let's go back. And did God create day 1 before day 2?
Yeah.
Okay. So God created day 1 before He created day 2.
According to your logic, wait, can I say one thing? According to your logic, you're saying God created something, right? And then later on, then next came the evening. So if he said next came the evening, the morning was the first day. So when he created, what day was that? Day 0? Day -1?
What are you talking about?
Yeah,
you said God created, right? And then something happened next. The evening and the morning. In the book, it said the evening and the morning was the first day. So if that was the first day next, did that mean God created the light and -1 day, -1 then, according to your logic?
No,
day
he created.
0.
No, listen. Hold on. Listen.
Wait. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I want to clarify so you can understand what I'm saying.
God created light
I understand.
Let me finish.
Listen. I understand. You don't have to repeat it. I understand what you're saying. I'm gonna tell you why you're misunderstanding what I'm saying. God created the light on day 1. So when we get to the end of the verse, it's telling you day 1 is completed now. This is what the end of the verse is saying, right? So look, this is why I'm trying to show him this is actively going on. It's a cycle, right? So God said, "Let there be light." This happens on day 1. God saw the light. This is day 1. God called the light day. This is day 1. The darkness He called night. This is day 1. There came evening. Look, stop right there. Stop. So day 1 is happening. Evening comes. Listen. Listen. Hold on. Listen. God, listen. The light was created before evening came. God creates light. Just listen. Listen to understand me. Don't listen to respond. Listen to understand what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
Right. So we all agree the light was created on day 1. Now this text is saying God called the light day, and the darkness He called night. Then there was evening. Evening comes after the light was created.
Right.
Evening comes after the light was created.
Right.
And then there was morning. Morning comes again, and then it says one day. That's the completion. That's the completion of the first day.
Okay, wait a minute. You said morning comes again, but I never read the word morning before that. So this is the first time we had a morning. That's why it's on day 1. Because you can't have morning before day 1 because there's no morning before day 1.
Say that one more time. You said what?
You can't have morning before day 1. And since this is the first mention of morning, you said after came morning. After what morning? Because we only read about
After
morning
evening.
Right. So where was the first morning? That one,
said,
right?
well,
That one, right?
You said where was the first morning?
Yeah, because you just said, and then morning came again. So that means there was a morning before that. Where was the morning?
No, I didn't mean to say. I didn't mean to say again. It was no morning before this morning right here.
Okay,
this is the first
we
morning.
just read here that evening came. It was evening. Then there was morning.
That's
You gotta. This is the. Hold on, no. This is the. Hold on. This is the problem you're having. You guys are reading this as if God is saying, "Yo, you have morning, you have evening first, and then you have morning." That's not what's going on here. Hold on. You in this chapter. Hold on. In this chapter, you have a cycle, and you guys are refusing to see the cycle.
Okay.
Hold on. Just. Hold on.
And then
Hold on. It said, God said, let there be light, and there was light. This is happening on the first day. Then after God created light, evening comes. And then after evening comes, morning comes. And that's the conclusion of the first day with morning.
So light wasn't created on the first day, according to you. It was created on day 0.
Wait, here it goes. When did he create the light? If the morning came after that, when did he create the light?
God created the light on day 1.
Okay, so how could the morning come after the evening and after that?
Hey Gadol, if you don't want to give up your Friday nights, just say that.
Hold on. I want you guys to, cause you are like it's kind of like you guys are just refusing to hear it.
I'm reading. I see what I say. I see it.
Hold on. Let's start this again. You have light and you have darkness.
Right.
You have light and you have darkness. God creates the light on day 1, correct?
Yeah, so what came first, the light or the darkness?
The darkness was there first.
Okay, there we go.
The darkness is not evening. What are you talking about?
Okay. But he said evening.
That's not evening.
So when was the light created?
The light was created, bro. Oh my god! I don't mean to get frustrated, but it sounds like you guys are like have a. I'm not gonna look. Look what it says. God saw. Let's start at verse 1. In the beginning, God. Verse 2. Now the earth was unformed and void, and darkness was upon the face of the earth. There was darkness. There's no evening. There's darkness. There's no evening. And God said, "Let there be light." So God created light. God created light in the darkness. And God saw the light was good, and God divided the light from the darkness. All this is happening on day 1.
Right.
God called the light day, and God called the darkness night. There's no evening yet. This is day 1, and there still hasn't been an evening. This is day 1, and there still hasn't been an evening.
I'm combining. I'm not talking about that small child. When I say evening, I mean night. The night. I mean the night.
Yeah,
evening is not night. Evening is not night.
I should say night. I'll say night.
Hold on. And so after he creates light, after he separates light from darkness, after he calls light day and darkness night, then evening comes.
No, it doesn't say then in Hebrew. That's why we went into he. It don't say then. It says, and let it be morning, let it be evening, and let it be morning. He's letting us know that these are names. This is what it's called of a day. You have 2 halves. You have the evening and you have the morning. And this is how God. Listen, we can't equate English with Hebrew. So the word for morning does not necessarily mean the time from sun up to midday. It's English morning. The word
I know that. Boker
describing the daytime, and the word evening in Hebrew.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That is not true. The word for morning here. Hold on. The word for morning here is not talking about the daytime. Daytime is Yom. Morning is Boker. Evening is Arev. Night is Laila. What are you talking about?
Is what a day is called. A whole day, 24 hours, including night, is called Yom.
No. Stop right there. You have a day cycle. Hold on. You have a day cycle, which is 24 hours, but you also have the day of the light time portion is day. So in Genesis 1, the whole light portion is Yom.
Yom, all right.
The morning Boker is not the same as Yom.
Okay, hear me out. Yom, wait. Yom, I'm gonna back you up. Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement, evening to evening.
That's
Day of Atonement. So a full day it has the evening in it to evening. Yom Kippur, Day of Atonement, from evening to evening.
Hold on, stop right there. The word Yom is used different types of, hold on.
Yom Teruah, Day of the Blasting.
Hold on. The word Yom is used in different ways in the Torah. Again, you guys ain't the only one that get into the Hebrew. I hope you don't know that. I hope you know that. The word Yom, if we go to Genesis 2 right here, look what it says. Where is it? Verse 4. And these are the generations of heaven and earth when they were created, in the day that God created heaven and earth. That word right there for day is Yom. Day, heavens and earth weren't literally. Hold on. Just listen to what I'm saying. Day, heavens and hold on. All right, so I'm trying to. So he just went to Yom Kippur talking about, since it says Yom Kippur, that means every day is evening to evening. No, the day of Yom Kippur. Hold on.
He said it even. He said the same thing you said. He said the whole day in Yom, in this sense, includes the whole day. It's the same thing you said. We're agreeing with you on that.
But just because Yom Kippur is evening to evening doesn't mean everywhere is evening to evening. Yom could be used in different ways. So Yom Kippur is evening to evening. Everywhere you see Yom doesn't mean it's evening to evening.
Yom Teruah.
And Yom Teruah doesn't say evening to evening. Nowhere.
It says day of the blow. I'm trying to say that Yom is day, and the day it starts from the evening, bro.
No, you don't have that. Only time you see a day starting from evening is Yom Kippur. Only time.
It says morning to morning.
That verse you just read. The verse you just read, verse 4 in Genesis 2. These are the generations of the heaven, of the earth, and where they were created in the day that the Lord had made the earth and the heavens. In the day. And it said the evening and the morning, going back, it said the evening and the morning was the first day. The evening and the morning was the first day. So that means they're putting the evening inside of day. The whole day consists of the whole day.
Listen. Let me. When you say evening and morning, that's not even a whole day in you guys' understanding. That's not. Yes. Evening to morning is evening, night, then morning. That's you. Right. You still have another. Hold on.
The whole day.
That's not the whole day.
Why not?
Your days are not from evening to morning. Your days from evening to evening.
Telling me that God left out a word, like he forgot the afternoon? What do you mean? What are you telling us? God forgot to mention.
I'm not.
Hold on. From the way you guys arguing it, it would be that way. But you guys don't understand that this is a cycle. This is a cycle. It starts with God creating in the day.
You keep putting that word in. That's your word, man. I'm saying that cycle stuff, man. That's your word.
It's clearly a cycle. Even in
God didn't say I created a cycle. He just kept consecutively. He kept going. He made the third day. Even the morning was the third day. Even the morning was the fourth day. Even the morning was the fifth day.
Hold on. Right? You have in Genesis 1, you have a continuance. I wouldn't even say cycle. A sequence. I say sequence since you use the word sequence. You have God creating in the morning time, in the daytime.
Then you don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say it.
Hold on. It does have.
Where it says that God was doing all his creation in the morning? Where it says that?
When was God creating?
I don't know, bro.
I don't know. It's not an answer. Hold on. I'm gonna say this. If you don't see it, hold on. Let me finish what I'm saying. Y'all don't see it. Whatever. In Genesis 1, what's clearly going on in Genesis 1, God is creating in the daytime. Evening comes, then morning comes. He tells you that's the end of the cycle. Then you have the next day. Bro. How many times? Every time I say it, you're gonna say that. We get it. We get it. You disagree with me. We get it. We get it. Oh, you know what's crazy about this? Y'all keep saying I'm saying words that's not in the text. You guys have not showed one verse that agrees with anything y'all saying. Not once.
We just read it, but you don't. You
All right,
see
so,
it.
let's reset. This is the challenge. Give me one book, chapter, and verse that says every day starts at evening.
And the evening and the morning was the first day. That's what it says.
Let's say I asked you guys to give me one verse that says every day starts at evening.
That's what I'm gonna give you, bro.
That verse is not, all right. All right. Watch this. Hold on. Watch this. Ask me. Give you one verse that says every day starts at morning.
Give it to me.
Yeah.
Genesis 1, evening to morning. Do you agree with that? Hold on. Look. Do you guys agree with that? Hold on, bro. I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to get. You see, I just gave you the same answer because we see this verse different ways. I gave you the same answer. See how that doesn't work? That doesn't work.
No, all right.
So give me a clear verse. Hold on. Give me a clear verse. Y'all keep saying I'm adding. These are my words. Give me a clear verse that says every day starts at evening. Go.
I gave you the verse, bro.
Dog, we did, but can I ask you a question though to support what we're saying? This is the answer. Here's a question for you. First, I want to say that when we said you were adding is because you kept saying that evening was after he created. Nowhere in the verse says that. So you added that in. Then you said he only created during the daytime. You also added that. That's what we're talking about when they say you're adding. When we say, here's the question for you now. You said it's a cycle, correct? We agreed. I agreed. Yeah. This is a cycle. It's describing the cycle of a day. And it's repetitive, right? And God lays this out for us on what he did in that whole cycle of a day, which includes evening and morning. We all agree on that. But here's the thing. Show me where God explains anything and starts at the end. Show me when you explain a cycle to someone, do you start at the end or do you start at the beginning? What would be more sensible to do when you're explaining a cycle to someone? To mention the end of it first or the beginning of it first? That's my question.
It would be wise to start from the beginning, right? Okay, and this is what you guys are not seeing. In Genesis 1, it's painting the picture of the days going by. So it's showing you the sun going up. Well, the morning coming, the morning going. The morning coming, the morning going. That's what it's showing you in Genesis chapter 1. So when it says, and there was evening and there was morning, it's not saying evening comes first. It's saying evening came, then morning came. This is why I showed the translation to back what I'm saying up.
And you can't have evening without light. You can't have an evening without light. It doesn't make any sense.
Hold on, I'm gonna show you. Hold on. I'm
gonna sign out, but I just want to before.
Hold on, let me finish what I'm doing. Let me finish what I'm doing.
I just want to say I have top respect for you, brother, and I love the way you're handling this debate, whether we agree or disagree. I got top respect for you, brother. I'm signing out, but much love.
Before you leave, can I ask a question that I thought was a good question about why is Yom Kippur start in the evening?
Hold on, let me show this real fast, right? And we know that in that text that the Hebrew form stem that's in the present tense. That means it's actively going. He's going through a cycle, right? So this is why it says, "And God called the light day, and the darkness night, and evening passed, and morning came, marking the first day." This is showing a cycle of stuff. So in Genesis chapter 1, let me go back to here real fast.
So, bro, when the Sabbath start for you? It's 11:42 right now. When the Sabbath start for you?
When the sun go up. When the sun go up.
When the sun go up. Wait. And when it ends? When it ends?
It ends when the sun goes up again. The mixing of when it turns from night to
the Sabbath for you is all day tomorrow morning, all night Saturday night, and then all day Sunday morning. That's the Sabbath.
Not all day Sunday morning. It ends when the night of Saturday turns to the morning, like the dusk, the dawn. That's when it ends. The mixing of the light. Just like evening, is the mixing of light between day and night. Dawn is the mixing of light between night and day. That's why it says.
So you're saying Saturday Eve. Your Shabbat Eve is Saturday night. That's your Shabbat Eve.
You said what?
You're saying Shabbat Eve is Saturday night. That's what you're saying. So no, Saturday night is still the Shabbat for you.
Yes. Saturday night is still.
Okay, that's crazy. All right, I got you.
So I got a question, now. I got something to say. Leviticus 15, right? Let's say during the day we get unclean, right? According to Scripture, it says washed.
I used that already. I used that already.
Oh, all right. Forget that.
Yeah, he said because of the evening sacrifice, that's why we get clean at sundown. He said because of the evening sacrifice. Right, I said the evening sacrifice they had nothing to do with that. We get clean just by taking the shower from head to toe.
We don't have an evening sacrifice now. So how are we gonna get clean?
Where did it say you become clean the next day in Leviticus? It don't say you become clean the next day in Leviticus.
It said at evening. If I get unclean, right? Let's say during the day, according to Scripture, you said wash, and you're gonna be clean at the evening.
Exactly.
The evening begins the next day. Why? Because you're so what? Huh?
You keep saying it. Where does it say the evening start the next day? It don't say that nowhere.
Because you know why I had to start the next day? Because I done got unclean. I don't get clean until the next day. God said you clean at evening. According to the Scripture,
I have a question for you.
Evening, you're clean. Evening is when the sun set, when the sun starts to go down.
Even the women, when they go through their cycle, they gotta at the end they gotta wash, and at sundown they gonna be clean. Why at sundown they clean? Because that's the end of the day.
It doesn't look. You guys are making a leap to saying, "Oh, it says we're clean until evening, so that must be the." That's what it don't say that. The reason why you're unclean till evening because you have 2 continual burnt offerings every day. Every day, the first one is in the morning, and the last one is in the evening.
What we was trying to say is in Leviticus 15, it's not talking about the sacrifice.
Let me ask you this question: if the day started at evening, why is the first sacrifice of the day in the morning?
That's a great question.
The last day, not the last day. That's not the last. The ending of the evening. The evening it starts the next day. So when you're doing, that's why we go back to what we were talking about when they was leaving Egypt and they started making bread because that was the 15th day, which was the 14th at sundown. But we ain't gonna never agree. Let's just let's agree to disagree, man.
Well, let's finish with Exodus 16 because I want to get to Exodus 16. All right, let's finish with that, and then we've been live for like.
I'm tired, bro. I'm tired.
I'm still gonna do it though. I'm still gonna do it.
Come on, let's go. I ain't gonna give up. Let's go.
You ain't give up. It's all good, man. It's all fun again. Hey, look, we could disagree, but at the end of the day, man, the Most High is gonna correct us when we go back to.
Hey, man, we need Moses, man. We
oh, praise. Right, so we're gonna read Exodus 16. Right, I hope you great people like to read. You are
watching Torah After Dark. Hit the like button and subscribe.
All right, so look what it says. Right, I'm gonna just start from verse 4. It says, "Then said the Lord unto Moses, Behold, I will cause to rain bread from heaven, and the people shall go out and gather a day's portion every morning, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or not." So
I say every day. You'll say every morning. So that's why we should look in the Hebrew. That's why we should look in the Hebrew. I see every day. You said certain rate. It said gather a certain rate every day. But you'll say morning.
No, I don't say morning. I say every day. Hold on, I'm gonna put it back.
Oh, I thought you said morning. You just said morning.
Oh, my bad. If I did that, that's probably my fault. I misspoke. My bad. I'm sorry. My bad. And they should go out a day's portion every day, that I may prove them whether they will walk in my law or not. And it shall come to pass on the 6th day they shall prepare that which they bring in, and it shall be twice as much as they gather daily. And Moses and Aaron said unto all the children of Israel, At even you shall know that the Lord your God hath brought you out from the land of Egypt. And in the morning you shall see the glory of the Lord. For he have heard your murmurings against the Lord, that we that what are we that you murmur, right? So pretty much, boom, what we have right now, a Torah. I didn't mean to do that. But what we have right now, they're gonna gather bread for 6 days, and then the 6th day they're gonna gather a double portion.
Right. Then they stop at evening on the 6th day.
We're gonna see.
You just read that. Moses said at evening.
No, he's talking about this is when the Most High visit them before they do that.
God.
Right. And Moses said, "This shall be when the Lord your God shall give you in the evening flesh to eat." So he's giving them manna to eat. I mean, the flesh to eat at evening, right? And in the morning, bread to the full. Right. So he's giving them meat at evening, bread in the morning. Right?
Right.
For that, let's get into it. Verse 9. And Moses said unto Aaron, say unto the congregation of the children of Israel, come near before the Lord, for he heard your mournings. And it shall come to pass, as Moses spoke unto the whole congregation of the children of Israel. I don't want to read too much. I just want to get down to the all right, verse 12. I have heard the murmuring of the children of Israel. Speak unto them, saying, at dusk you shall eat flesh, and in the morning you shall be filled with bread. And you shall know that I am the Lord your God. And it came to pass at even that the quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning there was a layer of dew round about. All right, so he gave them the meat at evening. He gave them the bread in the morning. And when the layer of dew was gone up, behold, upon the face of the wilderness, a fine scale-like thing, a fine as hoar frost on the ground. And when the children of Israel saw it, they said one to another, well, let's just jump down to verse 16. This is the thing which the Lord thy God commanded it. Gather ye every man according to his eating, an omer ahead, according to the number of persons. You shall take it every man for them that are in the tent. Right. Let me just jump down to right here, verse 19. And Moses said unto them, let no man leave it until morning, notwithstanding unto Moses. Right. So they gathered it what? At what time?
In the evening.
No, the bread.
The manna?
Yeah, the bread. When did they gather?
They gathered the day before. The day before.
In morning.
The day before.
At morning, right?
No, I don't know if it was in the morning. The day before. I don't know if it was morning or evening. But the day before.
I'll read it. It says, and they gathered it morning by morning. They gathered the manna morning by morning.
Wait, what verse you in? What verse you at?
Verse 21.
Right. It said, and they gathered it every morning. They gathered it every morning. It didn't say morning by morning. It said they gathered it every morning.
Morning by morning and every morning. It's the same thing.
All right. And every man according to his eating.
So they're gathering the bread in the morning time.
Okay.
And it came to pass on the 6th day, they gathered twice as much.
Right.
So on the morning of the 6th day, they gathered twice as much.
6th day.
6th day.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Uh-huh.
And it says, and he said unto them, this is which the Lord that God has spoke. Tomorrow is a solemn rest, a holy Sabbath unto the Lord. All right, so on the 6th day, they gathered twice as much, and he told them, tomorrow is the Sabbath.
Right.
Bake ye what you will bake, and seed what you will seek, and all that remaineth over, lay it over to be kept until the morning. So they had to prepare for the 7th day.
Right.
And they had to prepare, and according to this text, I'm gonna highlight it. When did they have to have this prepared for?
For the 7th day.
Which is what?
The end of day 6, which was the evening.
It said, look, let's read it again.
The morning.
It says tomorrow.
It don't say the morning. It said tomorrow. It don't say the morning. It says tomorrow.
Look, tomorrow is a solemn rest, a holy Sabbath to the Lord. Bake what you will bake, and seethe what you will seethe. All that remaineth, lay it over to be kept until the morning. So everything that they're preparing is for the morning. And
because who's eating that night? Everybody going to sleep at night.
I eat at night, so I don't know what you're talking about. People eat at night.
Not them. They was to sleep at night. They woke up in the morning.
Look what it says. And they laid it up till the morning as Moses bade it. Right. So and it did not rot. Neither was any worm therein. And Moses said, eat that today. So when it's the morning time right now.
And now this is the rules for manna. This is the rules for the manna. Y'all know that, right?
Yes.
It's not.
Yes.
This was special.
But it's
because that
Moses is
manna
now
was
speaking
special.
in the morning.
But look what he says.
They couldn't let God wasn't making the manna last for like regular food. So this manna was special, bro.
Look what it says. Look what it says.
Regular one thing. Anything else that they ate, bread, worms the next day? No. The manna was special, bro.
Look what it says.
Special time they talking about.
Look what it says. They laid it up to the morning as Moses bade them, and it did not rot. Neither were any worm therein. And Moses said, eat that today, for today is the Sabbath unto the Lord. For today you shall not find it in the field.
Because that's around the time where they will go the day before that, they will go out in the day, the 6th day, to gather.
And where? The morning.
The daytime.
The morning.
The daytime. The morning, the daytime, yes. So he said,
so in the morning,
you're not going out and gather at night. You ain't gonna be able to see nothing that night. Ain't no street light. You ain't gathering at night. You're gathering in the daytime.
They gathered the quail at evening. They gathered the quail at evening.
Finish reading.
Look, it says, and Moses said, today, for today is a Sabbath unto the Lord. Today you shall not find it in the field. This is the morning time when he's saying this.
Right.
Not the evening.
They ain't gonna be talking to you. They ain't gonna be out there having the congregation out there at night.
He talked to them the night before.
Yeah, he talked to them the night before, and he talked to them in the morning. He told them the day before. He told them, "Yo, gather what you gather twice today, and prepare it to leave it over to the morning." The morning came. He said, "Okay, it didn't breed worms. Y'all can eat this today because today is the Sabbath, and you're not going to go in the field to find nothing in the field to gather."
Because that's around the time they was gathering, bro, in the daytime.
Exactly.
But he says today is the Sabbath, he says.
This is the point. He said today is the Sabbath.
Right. He's not going to talk to them at night, bro. They're going to talk to them in the day when they come out and they thinking they could gather again. No, not this morning.
He talked to them last night. He talked to them the day before. Why didn't you say tonight is the Sabbath?
I don't know, but he's letting them know. You don't let them know. Don't gather in the daytime because they was gathering in the daytime.
The reason why I didn't say and mention the night because bread ain't dropping at night. The bread dropped in the day, so that's why they made emphasize
today
bringing
is
it on the
Sabbath.
day.
It's not about the bread. It's about when's the Sabbath.
Hold on. They had something to gather at evening, though. The quail. The quail came at evening.
And evening is not dark.
That's not the point I'm making. If y'all saying it only mentioned a morning because this is the time they had to gather, they also gathered at evening. The reason why this is talking about the morning so much, because the morning is the start of the Sabbath, not the evening. He didn't tell them you cannot go gather the quail at evening. He didn't tell them that. He told
them the Sabbath a joy?
They didn't gather nothing on that 7th day. So not even the quails, they didn't gather on that 7th day.
Is the Sabbath set aside as holy to the Most High?
Yes, it is.
What's holy, day or light?
What kind of question is that, brother?
The whole day. The whole day.
No, the whole day. No. There's a very different distinction.
Hold on, before we get into that, in Exodus 16, it's clear. He wanted to look, and the reason why he's doing this manna is to see whether they would keep the Shabbat. And the way he tested them is in the morning. In the daytime. He didn't test them at nighttime, at evening, when it comes to the manna. So he said, yo, y'all cannot go gather on a Sabbath day. And I'm doing this test to see if I will keep the Sabbath. So he said, this is going to rain down every day for 6 days to see if you're going to keep my Sabbath.
But the next day is not going to rain down.
And every other time they tried to keep it overnight, it didn't mold.
At night. They was never gathering the manna at night. They were gathering in the daytime.
That's the point.
Sure, but every other time they try to keep it overnight, it molded. Other than the Sabbath day.
No, we're not going to talk about the mold part because that's just special stuff. Food don't mold the next day. the manna was special. So let's not talk about
no, but the manna molded.
Let's talk
That
about
same
the
manna
gathering.
molded though.
Let's talk
That
about the
same
gathering.
manna molded earlier in the week. It says it because he on purpose to make sure it's only this day that you should leave it over and save it.
Yeah.
That manna molded.
That and the reason why it molded because he wanted to test them to see if they would have faith in him. Right? Every day, if they left it to the morning, it will mold. It will mold. It will mold. So on the 6th day, he like, yo, gather twice as much. Trust me, it's not going to mold.
And it didn't mold. Exactly. So that's not normal. That's not normal. That's why I'm not talking about the mold.
The point we're talking about here is that when it's talking about the Sabbath here, it's talking about the morning. Moses says, leave this over to the morning. The morning come, Moses said, okay, today is the Sabbath, you can eat it. He doesn't say that at evening time. He waits till the sun come up to the next morning to say, today is the Sabbath, eat it, and you're not going to go find nothing in the field. Why did he say he's not going? Why he say he's not going to go find nothing in the field? Because they had to gather it every morning. So
exactly right.
That's the point. If the evening started the Sabbath, they would have been doing this at evening.
No, they're not going to do that at night. They're not going to do that.
Where does it say they couldn't gather the quail at evening? Where does it say they couldn't gather the quail?
God ain't going to rain nothing in the heavens at night. At night, they inside, bro.
What you mean? The quail was out there at evening.
Yeah,
the quail comes at evening. Look.
Yeah.
Where is it at?
Evening is at in Hebrew. It don't have to be dark.
And what happened?
Evening is not dark.
What happened to the people that was there eating quails? God started killing them.
It says, and it came to pass at eve that the quails came up and covered the camp. And in the morning, there was a layer of dew round about. So the quail came at evening, the manna came in the morning. But he doesn't tell them. He doesn't tell them nothing about not gathering.
But if they gathered it,
he doesn't tell them not to gather the quail, though. He doesn't say, "Don't gather quail this evening."
So we can assume. We can't assume.
But we don't have to. We don't have to assume. Look, we don't have to assume. The only thing that matters in this chapter about the Sabbath is in the morning time. That's the only thing that matters about the Sabbath in this chapter.
That's when Moses calls it the Sabbath, in the morning.
That's the only thing that matters.
Is the Sabbath.
You can't see nothing in this chapter about the evening of Sabbath, about the nighttime of Sabbath. All you see in this chapter is Moses telling them, yo, today is the Sabbath. It's the morning time. Prepare that for tomorrow. And he tells tomorrow is the Sabbath. That's what it says, bro.
That's when Moses spoke to them, bro.
And that's Moses right there. Moses ain't.
That's
Moses
Torah.
right there.
That's Jasher, man.
To them. So why would you gather two in the daytime on the 6th day? Why you ain't just wait till nighttime?
Because it burned up. It burns up. Right. It says it burns up.
Look at this, bro.
No, it burned the next day, bro.
No. The flakes burned up. The flakes burned up.
Look at this, right? Look at this. They gather in the morning. Just approximately, how long do you think it's going to take thousands of people to gather manna in the morning? How long do you think? That's going to take a long time for all the people to gather that. And
21.
Then not only did they have to gather it, they had to go home and cook. And then they had to cook double. That's a whole preparation day.
Also 21, verse 21.
You said verse 21?
Verse 21, it evaporates.
Oh, my bad. I went to somewhere. 26, verse 21, it says...
16, 21.
16, 21, my bad.
I'm going to bed. Lala Tov.
Yeah, I'm about to go to bed too. We've been up here too long. And this is the thing which the Lord commanded: gather ye of it every man according to his eating, and omer ahead according to shake it and take it every. What verse you talking about?
16:21. No, is it not?
When the sun hit
every
it.
morning, each one gathered as much as they needed, and when the sun grew hot, it melted away. So it wasn't there later on. Isn't that what it says for you? Melted away. The sun grew hot, melted away. 21.
I'm in the Tanakh, so it might be
21. Yeah, there it is.
All right. And they gathered it every morning by morning, every man according to his eating, and as the sun waxed hot, it melted. Yeah, so it wasn't even there. Yeah. And it melted in the afternoon.
Yep.
So by the afternoon, they was cooking and preparing and stuff. Nah, but this is a good build though, man. We ain't got this is a good build, man. At the
I
end
just
of
want to
the
leave. I just want to leave with one thing before, okay? Because I want you guys to think. The Most High is perfect, right? His
Yeah.
creation,
Oh.
his creation represents
hey,
the whole
Laurent,
story.
don't get into none of that
Quick,
crazy
quick,
stuff.
quick, quick. To the children of Israel, think about the story. Think about the story. The earth starts with darkness. God speaks. Light comes, right? The children of Israel fall away. There's darkness, right? And at the end, the light will come back, right? Is that not how it works the day? You can't have sunrise without darkness. God spoke, right? Then the children of Israel fall away. We have darkness. The lamp stands off, right? We have a famine of his word. His word is the light. Let there be light. That's the first time he speaks, right? And so you look at the day, it represents the children of Israel. They had light at the beginning. Now they're in darkness, right? It's the same story. And think about it. The Sabbath is holy. It's not going to start in darkness. It's going to start in light, in joy, other than Yom Kippur. Because Yom Kippur, we're atoning for our sins. So we start in darkness. Every other Sabbath starts in light. Praise Yahuwah, brother.
Trying to say the nighttime is not holy. Come on, bro.
It's not. It's not. The nighttime is not holy. And there's verses that tell you shouldn't be going out at night. The woman tries to get them to come in that woman, the strange woman in Proverbs 6. Her bed is that's at night. Strange woman at nighttime.
God said he dwell in the thick darkness. So God ain't holy?
You mean he was with the children of Israel in the darkness? Yes, of course. That doesn't mean that the darkness is good for us.
He dwells in thick darkness. It said Moses drew near to the thick darkness where God was. So you're trying to say God was...
God is black. So I'm not talking about it from that perspective. I'm not talking about it from that darkness. I'm talking about from the perspective God is black. Yes, God is black. God made man in his image.
All right, hold on.
It's like God, he's power. He's all power.
I want to read this. I want to read this real fast, and then we can go. Right. This is Ezekiel 46. It says, "Thus saith the Lord: the gate of the inner court that looketh toward the east shall be shut the 6 working days, but on a Sabbath day it shall be opened. On the day of the new moon it shall be opened, and the prince shall enter by the porch of the gate without, and shall stand by the host of the gate." By the post of the gate, and the priest shall prepare his burnt offerings and his peace offerings, and he shall worship at the threshold of the gate. Then he shall go forth, but the gate shall not be shut until the evening. All right, so in this text we just read, it said that the gate of the Shabbat shall not be shut. Shall be opened on the day of the Shabbat, and it shall not be closed till the evening. When do you believe the gate of the Shabbat's open at if it closes that evening?
It don't open until the next evening. The next day, the evening. That's why Nehemiah closed it that evening.
No, it says it closes that evening.
That's why Nehemiah closed them gates that evening, bro.
No. This is a different context from Nehemiah. This text says the gates close at evening. If they close at evening, what time? When do they open?
That's a good verse. What was that? Ezekiel what? What was it?
Ezekiel 46.
And after the next day, and then the next evening comes, you open up.
That's a good one. No, that's another good one.
No, it says the gate is open on the Shabbat day, and it closes, and the gate isn't closed until evening.
I read when he closed it before the evening, bro.
No, this is not the same. This is not the same content. Nehemiah did something, I won't say different, but he made a new statue in there because that situation happened. So he closed the gate at a different time.
I ain't gonna add to the bro.
No, but before Nehemiah came back, the gates wasn't being closed.
Right.
So that's the point.
Because who's the Sam? He had a room in the temple and all that.
This is something different. This says the gate shall be closed at evening. If the gates is closed at evening, when do the gates open? It can't open and close at the same time of the day. You know what I'm saying?
Evening. I said the next evening, not that evening.
By following this Talmud doctrine, this is Ashkenazi Jew doctrine, okay? Your day starts in darkness. The children of Israel's day doesn't start in darkness, my brother. It starts in light.
All right.
That was a good one. But
Bless you, my brother.
This text That guy is all right, man. Let's go. Let's go. It was a good bill, man. Look, we all keep Torah. And when it comes to Torah, even in the land of even in the Tanakh itself, we all don't have to agree on everything. Especially now, we're in exile. Stuff is going to be confusing. It's always going to be like that until we restored. We get the correct understanding. We get set in order. So disagreement does not have to harbor hate or dislike. We're all brothers. And this is not to you. This is not to you. This is just for the chat, the people that's listening, right? Disagreement does not have to harbor hate. Does not mean we can't come together. We can all come together and build and talk and dialogue, right? Differences are okay. In the future, when we back in the land and it's set up, hey, if y'all right, y'all right. If I'm right, if we right, we right. You know what I'm saying? But right now, it no wrong. This is where the Tanakh tells us he made us forget our Sabbaths and our feasts. So we're in exile. We're trying to turn back. We're trying to remember, and we're trying to get things back in order, right? So all praises, man. So it was this was a fun Smoke Friday, man.
Yeah,
it was definitely fun, man. Shalom, Lila Tov, man. If you want to say one last thing before you go, feel free.
Nah, we good, bro. That's enough, man. I'm going.
All right, shalom. All right, man. So we started late today, but we went for 2 hours. We always go like 2 hours for Torah After Dark on Smoke Friday. It was almost 3 hours today, right? So again, it's okay to disagree. We could disagree as brothers and sisters. It's perfectly fine. When we read Torah, we may see things different ways. And this is what community is for, to come together and talk about things, right? And again, the Tanakh teaches us. He made us forget our feast and our Sabbaths when you go into exile, right? So understand this is the way it's supposed to be right now, right? So I just want to say that for everybody that's tuned in, it's okay to disagree as long as we keep in the Torah, right? All praise to the Most High. So let's end this thing off, man. Let me do this prayer because I didn't do the prayer, and then we gonna go. And let me know how y'all like the 9:30 start, man. I think I may do 9:30 from now on. Let me know how y'all like the 9:30 start. Let me know how y'all like the 9:30 start.
You are watching Torah After Dark. Hit the like button and subscribe.
The gate will be open on the 7th morning. That's a fact. That's a fact. On Torah After Dark, on Smoke Friday, it'd be hard to keep up with the chat when we going back and forth with the smoke, right? So my bad for ignoring the chat. Like I'll be seeing some of them, but we'll be up here going. So my bad for ignoring the chat. I'm gonna try to get better with addressing the chat on Smoke Fridays. I'm gonna try to find a way. Maybe I'll do like a what is this? Maybe I'll put this. Hold on, let's see. Q&A. How does that look? That Q&A, is that Q&A? Maybe I'll do that. Can you put a question in there? Let me know if y'all can add a question in that Q&A. Try that out. Maybe I'll add a Q&A. Try to get. I don't know. I'll figure out a way to get to the chat. I want to keep y'all in it as well, man, because y'all are part of this. But it'd be hard for me to do both. All right, but let's do this, right? We're gonna do this. We're gonna do this, and we're gonna end this thing off. Right? I set my face toward you, Adonai, the Elohim of my fathers, to seek you with the sacrifice of prayer and truth. O Adonai, great and awesome, keeping covenant and mercy with those who love you and keep your commandments. We have sinned, we have fallen short, we strayed from your Torah, your statutes, and your wisdom. We, the descendant of those who were enslaved, scattered, and colonized, have not always walked in your ways. Our leaders are corrupt, our elders silent, and many of our people chase idols of wealth, image, and false religion. To you, Adonai, belongs righteousness and truth, but to us belongs shame. In our cities, in our households, and in our exile among the nations, we have discarded the words of your prophets and scribes. We have called good evil and evil good. We have neglected your appointed times, your laws, and your justice. Yet you, O Adonai, are compassionate and forgiving, even when we rebelled and refused to listen. As it is written in the Torah of Moshe, all these curses have overtaken us. but we still did not humble ourselves fully before you. So today, in the year 5785, I confess on behalf of myself, my household, and my people, we have not kept the covenant as we should, but we turn to you now, not in our own righteousness, but in your mercy. O Adonai, remember your promise, restore the name of your people, revive the spirit of Zion among the remnant, rebuild, not with brick and stone, but with repentance, obedience, and truth. Hear, O Adonai, forgive, O Adonai, act, O Adonai, do not delay, for your name and your people are still called by you. Amen, 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 hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Doesn't matter to me. Y'all 3 hours ahead of me. Okay, I'm gonna see because the 9:31. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see. It seemed like it worked pretty well tonight. All praise to the Most High. Great clarifying discussion. All praises. Shout out. Shout out to Joshua the Levite in the building. All praise to the Most High, man. All praise to the Most High. Steve's in the building. All praise to the Most High, man. I ain't see a lot of y'all come in, man. Shout out to everybody that came in, man. Shout out to everybody that came in, right? And just before we end off, right, I want to say this. In the Tanakh, the word Yom is used different ways. You have Yom as just the daytime portion. You have Yom as in a 24-hour time period, and you also have Yom as in different time periods. As it is say, it could be 2 days went by and they say Yom. It can be like when with Adam, it says in a day you eat this, Adam, you will die. We know Adam didn't die in the literal 24-hour time that he ate it. So the word Yom is used in different ways in the Tanakh. That's what we have to understand. And one more thing, two more things. When it comes to evening from evening to evening, that's only said about one day in the whole Torah. One day. Really two, because unleavened bread and Passover is from the evening of the 14th to the evening of the 21st. Right? So those two. But outside of that, nowhere else is it said to keep Yom Teruah. Is it said to keep Tabernacle? Is it said to keep any other day from evening to evening? So ask yourself this. If every day was from evening to evening, why would he have to specifically say these two or these time periods? The reason why he says these time periods, because these time periods are done differently than the other days. That's clear, right? So we have to understand that. And in Genesis 1, there's clearly a cycle going on. It's going from day 1 all the way to day 7. And it's tell you day 1, evening came, morning came. The cycle always ends with morning in Genesis 1. Always ends with morning. Right? So we got to think about that. All right. So look, and I want you to look upon this too. The evening to evening doctrine or days came from Babylon. It came from Babylon. Babylon calendar was evening to evening. This is where after Babylon you get into the Greek time period and Roman time period. This is when it was heavy with the evening to evening, because Babylon kept every day from evening to evening. All right, so we have to understand that. All right, but shalom, Lila Tov. I will see you guys tomorrow. And again, Shabbat Shalom to everyone, man. If your Shabbat started tonight, Shabbat Shalom to you. If your Shabbat starts in the morning, Shabbat Shalom to you, man. However you keep your Shabbat, all praises to the Most High. Shabbat, even if you keep the lunar Shabbat, however you keep your Shabbat, Shabbat Shalom to you is all love. It's all love. It's all love. Are you saying that evening starts the no, not at all. Not at all. I'm saying the morning starts the day. But on Yom Kippur, the evening starts Yom Kippur. We keep Yom Kippur from evening to evening. Passover is the evening of the 14th, right? So those specific days are evening. But outside of that, nowhere else in the Torah or the Tanakh does it tell you to keep evening to evening. right? So I believe every day starts in the morning, every day with the going up of the sun. All right. Oh, I did a video on it too. If y'all want to check the video out, is a video on that when I really get into it. All right, but all praise to the Most High, man. Lila Tov, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. Man. Welcome to Torah After Dark, where scriptures meet the real world, raw and unfiltered. This isn't your typical Bible study. We're diving deep into the Torah, the prophets, and today's world. From prophecy and exile to politics, culture, and controversy. I'm Gadol HaGadol, a Black American student of the Torah, bringing straight truth with no filters, no fluff, and no fear. We stream regularly because Torah